Jenkins, can you please start the show, Jenkins? Jenkins, can you hear me? If you can hear me, please start. Please start.
Uh, uh, I think Jenkins need to get out back and come back because no volume. Mine, you hearing me?
And we are live also on Truth FM 96.1 and other sisterly radio stations that simulcast this broadcast.
Jenkins, can you start?
Welcome,
Jenkins, can you
Joseph
start?
K. Sally. Uh, I wanted to take a break, but since you are back, welcome. I think we can get this moving while we await our foundation. So welcome.
Yeah, so Joseph, can you help Jenkins in the process? I'm trying to work up.
You are muted.
Yeah, he coming in. He coming in broken. I don't know.
Am I still coming in broken? Just Joseph, are you getting me? Joseph,
Yeah, I'm hearing you, but not too clear.
you are still not getting me clear.
No,
You
I'm
still
not.
not getting
I'm
me.
not hearing.
You getting me now? You getting me?
The sound is buffing. I don't know.
Hello. So Jojo, you are not getting me still. You are still not getting me. Then I think you need to check it out from there, from your uncle. Check it out from there because I'm clear here. I'm clear here. So I don't know what's the issue. Check it out. Check it out from there. So we'll take a quick break while we quickly shake up technically to get in line before the show starts.
Yeah, need peace. We need unity. Equal rights and justice. Yeah. Now don't you right. You're clear and love to your fellow man. They give me you. Now the African mentality, they give me you. They give me me. Now they just give me more. They give me us. They give me you. Then I say, listen, every day I see plenty people suffering. Then I sing the small enjoying. Then they acting and they lucky. You look at it as African mentality. Toxic jealousy, hatred, envy, petty black heart, a desperate society. From the only day to present day, everybody's still using that same old mentality. When you not know me, I know you. You're not part of my crew, you do me, I do you. Yeah. The only way that you can make it through you not join my crew, then you face me, I face you. Or in the churches, African mentality. The hostage, the bosses who was right on our way away. People crying, talking silly, yeah, let's have it. All the people on the side talking, no way, we like it. Talk about the wet boy, they should. Yeah, but the people can't talk. Be myself and I. Be myself and I. Be myself. Be myself.
Everybody wanting for us, yeah. Nobody want help, nobody. Everybody waiting for us, yeah. Yeah.
from one person to one family, one credit on the same community. Yeah, not an African mentality. More than is affecting the society. There's no more competency. Check every ministry. Yeah. For worker to get salary, yeah. The African mentality. Even student to get scholarship. That I seen old mentality. They say off for one for all, for one make one take all and carry to a hall. Don't know why the rich getting richer every day. Why the poor people get stronger. And why the essence for justice, security when my people on a hostage. Opposition say they want to demonstrate. So they back trap in a fucking be myself. Gotta be myself. Every day, be myself. Be myself. Listen, in the one place. Everybody got it go up and still it on your phone. You put him walk on the president. Look out to trust everybody wants to me. Don't walk for him, but step people to come in. Baby, that want today. Calculate the beach plan before any put you in the city. You eat and eat, I want to know. You're not inside, you're not know. What they want, I'm on any iron way. Finish everything. You're left is that we not know. Call them back in more shadow. In new bottle, my people, you're hello. Listen, no more tea, different man. Be many she can be seven. So say I now. I got you.
T-Bone Studio.
Yeah.
So, Joseph, am I clear now? Joseph?
Yeah, much better.
Okay, tango. And so, basically, we are expecting Honorable Sylvester Peewee to join us soon. Dr. Peabody, Ibrahim Toure is also expected to join, and other panelists there in the diaspora. So tonight, basically, we will begin the program because our network is really not the way it should be, but based on our setting, we will begin the program with the participation of the Vice Chair for Operations and Education of the Revolutionary National Youth League of the CDC. And basically want to welcome Mr. Sylvester Peewee, who will be moderating the show tonight. So we want to say welcome, Honorable Peewee.
We have a special Bob, the Gogu.
I know you would have made comment.
Yeah, I see. City with what occasion today, man? The P. Is this the executive mansion dinner with the president? Thank you for having me. I'm good to be on tonight. We've been following very closely, and the president announcement yesterday, receiving some commendations. Why we out of commending it, and we want to see more actions to we all these bandies from the motherland, the rest of that. But it's good. It's absolutely good being on tonight. What's happening from Monrovia?
Basically, tonight we are expected to have on the show the former minister of uh, former assistant minister at the Ministry of Agriculture for Extension and Research, who is the vice chair for operations and education of the CDC Youth League, Minister Alvin Wisse, should be on the show tonight. And also the dismissal of key government officials, especially from the echelon of the security apparatus, is also hot here. It's trending. The communities are discussing. The marketplaces uh, are noisy with these conversations, and several other excesses that are ongoing, particularly surrounding the drug situation.
Oh, absolutely. That's a major basic talking point in the country. This has been a very critical matter unfolding in the country. The past government, folks are even having conversation with some of the comrades this morning from Liberia. They believe that, from their perspective, I will be honest, believe this government is weighing out, and past government didn't do much, and I was trying to hit back at them and say, hey, I mean, the fact that this level of the quantity we see now unfolding, and the past government, granted what you want to say, we didn't see this kind of this level of collusion from within the security apparatus, knowing that to come out at this level, wherein one of the big features in the hierarchy of the Liberian National Police has accepted rather in taking a bribe, and the rest of that, and then the deputy in charge of NSA is even dismissed and linked to this is troubling. So a lot of, and I see some reason why folks would be. I was talking to a lot of market women today. I'm a son of a market woman, so sometimes we engage most of our mothers. I can recall 2005, then making my debut into politics very young with the late Professor Sumo Kupi campaign. We associated and tie in with most of our mothers that joined us, as a matter of fact, during that campaign trail. And, they are very sensitive to issues. They pay deep attention to unfolding issues. They are very observant of the day-to-day political activities. So, and they pay attention also to the young people. Mind you, they didn't go to school. They go on their daily rigor every day to ensure that their children, bulk of them, the children that are all in major high schools and the universities across the country. So they pay deep attention. I believe that these kind of drugs come into the country, if care is not taken, it may just move to consume a lot of the young people. So they're not only concerned about going to the market and pushing, hawking things and supporting their kids in school, but they are concerned about the future of their children, right? So it's critical. So all of them, they are saying if this were to continue, they will have the only option they have, nothing they can do now. We're going to discuss it. One of them said to me, so I say, I will talk, we'll listen, but we will not have one option. Is you dash on time, we don't feel secure and safe, we're going to take decisions to protect our children. So it's part of the reason why the president will have to take note of that and take some very serious action here. There are certain people in that country, their mindset is basically to just focus on the power that they commandeer today and the money that self power will bring to them to personally enrich themselves. They build zero homes, ride fancy cars, get a lot of money in the pocket to go to do whatever you want to do, and that's it. And they just check the record. So most of those guys in the security apparatus that are in high area at the echelon of the level there, you think they live very largely, and they see a lot of things unfold. So it's part of the reason why. And the new dispensation in Liberia is not a time to mess, because the social media alone, a lot of things are going to move on. So I think it's critical that we go beyond. But for the president to now move and dismiss these people, it shouldn't be the end to the game. We need to see these people prosecuted. You have Paul King is currently languishing behind bars. We hope all these people will be also charged appropriately in the same line of the drug situation. And then where the government is going to blunder because they're going to treat these people with kind of special kind of a treatment, probably not charge some of them, and then where you're going to lose the whole thing out. So we want to see them, and these guys are prepared to speak out. I was talking to a comrade today that said one of the guy from one of the police officer is saying that no one's going to scapegoat him. So they're basically going to speak up, and due to that, I don't think Mr. Coleman will be willing to charge these guys because they've threatened him if they were to move to charge them, and they will spill the beans. So let's wait and see what's going to happen. But I have said it's good that the president moved to dismiss some of these people already. But I thought Gregory Coleman should have done that ever since he should have dismissed Johnny. Johnny was not appointed by the president. He appointed Johnny. The chief of highway patrol was not appointed by the president. He should have done the same. And the chief of intelligence of the Liberia National Police was not appointed by the president, was appointed by the police chief. There's reason why the police chief did not move expeditiously to dismiss these people. He's trying to stay in charge of this matter and do some cover up here. That's my thought process here. And it's been reported a lot of things happening behind the scene. But now that the president have dismissed Johnny, now that Johnny have confessed to receiving $10,000, why can't you charge Johnny? So the police has said the chief of police has lost credibility in this matter. It's not an issue of
And I think,
personal asset. Yeah, go ahead.
and I think that's why the head of the NSA is calling for the head of the police to step aside to what you may call recuse himself from this particular ongoing investigation because of the cloud surrounding his involvement. And these officers, these senior officers that are coming out to speak, in my mind, like you said, it's just the beginning. They will speak out, and there's a lot to come out from them. So to give an independence to this particular process, I also want to join the NSA boss by calling on the president to give space for independent uh, commission to investigate this matter and bring it to a logical conclusion. But having people, surrounding people who have been accused and having them around this situation, having them around this investigation, like you said, they will continue to do cover up because the core of the matter, the crux of the matter is Junkies Morris does not want to be exposed. So Sylvester Pee is coming out. Sylvester Pee is giving information as though he has already given up in terms of protecting whatever he had been protecting. So at this point, there is nothing to hold back on. So the only thing to do is to unveil the full information regarding how money came in, who received money, who gave instruction, who escorted, who was the harnessing chairperson in terms of providing shelter and station for the drug that was uncovered, and all of those. In fact, even a further intensifies the call for the police head to recuse himself from the process based on the fact that the LDA was left out of the rating process that saw the burst of this particular drug that they just burned. And the police was in charge. The police is still in charge. They were in charge of arresting the drug. All of you can bear me witness, even the public, not the LDA. The 300 plus million drug cocaine. The cocaine was not
Yeah.
raided by the LDA. It was raided by the Liberia National Police, and the cartel guys are insinuating that they have in country 10 tons. 6 have not been unveiled to the public, they have not been disclosed, and they are only speaking of the 4 tons that they arrested and subsequently burned. So these are the
Yeah.
claims and counter claims surrounding the head of the police. So I agree with you. Go ahead, Mr. Pugh.
Thank you. But you see, that's very important, John Kings. The new drug law of Liberia is a comprehensive drugs law we have, and it gives the DEA the power to conduct all drugs matter in the republic. The recent issue, the police took over. There's reason why the RG is pushing himself into this matter. That's reason, but again, folks are just saying here that guys want to say that we want to say that. There's a lot of things. There are other critical individuals that was linked to this thing allegedly. There was means of they left the country already. They give them leave with the police chief was just dangling, buying time, going on different kind of a loose fishing expedition to allow these guys to abscond the country. Now that they've absconded the country, you move to take over the entire responsibility of the Drugs Enforcement Agency. The DEA is clocked with the responsibility, the statutory responsibility to raid and to do all these things. Even currently, we don't even know who is the officer in charge no longer of the DEA. I think the police chief is the officer in charge and the police chief at the same time. The problem here is the dilemma for the police chief, and he's creating his own conundrum here. What he has to do now is he's not going to do that. I'm not going to say what he has to do. He's intentionally doing this to cover up. But what the government have to do is, if you don't do this, it will further embarrass. Listen, we'll move to commend the president for the action taken. Obviously, we move to say, okay, Mr. President, good that you perform your tax. You have to be almost forced to take the decision. Yeah, people should say, but I don't know why should I be commending the president when the president ought to do this ever since when it was glaringly clear. Johnny admitted taking 10,000 more than a week before he was dismissed. Should I commend the president for that? Should I commend the president for that? The president shouldn't have even dismissed Johnny. Johnny dismissal should have come directly from the police chief. The day the police chief came out with the statement that Johnny admitted. If I were in the side of the police chief, and that's one of the reason in security sounds that was steady, if I were in the side of the police chief, I wouldn't have come out to make a definitive statement about Johnny saying things. I would have said Johnny allegedly said, oh, he's speaking to police authority and we're going to come up with the findings after our conclusion. We will take the appropriate actions. That is the exact thing I would have done if I was going to be in charge of the police. And any appropriate administrator, good police chief that understand the police science and that of the police regimentation. But to come out and say the man confessed to the act, meaning the investigation is over. 2 things you're going to do. You process it immediately, you disrobe it immediately, because that is tantamount to complete violation of the police code of conduct and that of the police regimentation. And it's a second degree felony of the law. It's violent, it's a criminal offense. There's no need of allowing anybody. No. At the time, there's no code of competent jurisdiction that have brought him, but he's confessed the case already. What do? You charge him immediately and forward him to court. He would not go to the prosecution to discuss the prosecution. Either he wants to plead guilty or move on to court to defend himself to show reason why he took the bribe. Or if he would plead guilty or he's going to be used as witness, the government will say, okay, we're using this man as witness. We would not prosecute the case and use him to prosecute other people. That would have been the stand for an appropriate and reasonable administrator to do. Someone that is clean.
Sure.
But the police chief came and said, well, the man did this, did that. He didn't know that the statement itself was self-indicting and self-incriminating, or somehow indicting the institution, the police. And then the man confessed. Then you kept the man to the position. At the same time, stay on that, not charging him, not dismissing him. Immediately thereafter, he should have been disrobed completely. CSD got no role in that. Police stand up, no, they already confessed for the issue. Why are you investigating him for? Dismiss the man from the police. He didn't do that. Listen, there's a lot of things unfolding, gentlemen. So we're going to take some time to talk about these things today, and we will pay bulk of our attention going to be focused on this drug situation unfolding. It's not under the level of the National Police. I love the DEA. We're hearing that the deputy is being dismissed already. He's no longer in that position. He's a private citizen now. I would hope the next question we ought to ask the president. That's what we'll open the line a little bit. Maybe we'll take the first maybe 15 calls. That we can take a minute, 15 minutes to do that, John Kings. We'll quickly hear from Joseph, then we'll go to the line. But we want to hear from the people, basically. It is important. And there's another point I will bring. I listened to one of our content creator in Liberia, one of the comedian. He said something that is very important. I was just following him a moment ago. That before we can move on, before John Kings, and he said this, that the president honor a Ghanaian YouTuber, I don't have the whatsoever the guy name, a social media influencer from Ghana. The president honor him. And he said he voted for the president. They've been around doing a lot of beautiful content for the country. And the president, part of his mantra when he was contesting the elections, all into the manifesto things that he was pushing around was Liberia first, Liberia last, Liberia first, Liberia last. And then he left all of them talented, they've been doing good work for the country, and he honored someone from Ghana, and he abandoned it. He said these things that disappoint the young people and push them into a lot of things, different kind of things across. I thought that was a very profound statement made by that young guy. I thought it was very important. The president in recent time at least try to honor some of these guys that are doing some great job for you, for even your party. But he didn't do that. And the man said something very important. You have all the Niberians that are living in Ghana. You're all going to go within it. You all hear one of them be honored by a Ghanaian leader. No, that won't happen. And no one's paying attention to what he says. It's very important.
Mm-hmm.
It's very important that he said that. If I don't know, I just live in name would have played part of it and other things. But these are the critical issues we're going to be looking into, and there's a lot of other things unfolding. So, Joseph, we just want to hear your perspective, basically, on some of the things that are unfolding in the country and how you reading the drug situation in the country, and then we will go to the call, take the first 15 callers, and then we'll come back and look back again at this. Where do we go next? After the president moved to dismiss these people that are allegedly linked to this embarrassing drugs issue in the country, the cartel, we told the police director also admitted now that the cartel is in the country. And he said he's being informed, he knows that the cartel is giving money to journalists. Can the police director come and prove to us which of the journalists the cartel is giving money to? That's a very good thing the police director is happening out there. That journalists are receiving money from the cartel.
We really need to know them.
The chief of police is saying that. So you have to, the chief of police, they once when the crawfish just punch up from the river or from the water or so, and just come from underneath the water rather, a river, whatsoever you want to call it, and say, I saw lion and crab having discussion. Trust me, don't doubt that. You say, oh, lion can be under the water too? No, don't doubt that. If he will come and say the cartel are planted across the country and giving money to news outlet journalists, probably he knows something that we don't know.
Mm-hmm.
He knows something that we don't know. But what we're going to push him for, we're going to push him to name these journalists that are receiving the money. It is important. But Anthony, Joseph, go ahead, please.
Yeah, Mr. Pee, like you said, we really need to push the RG further because just to make a sweeping statement that the cartels are dishing money to media institution, if you can arrest your own within the police, which is Johnny Dean, and hold him as a suspect, why can you name these media institution that the cartels are trying to dish money out to? But when the IG was quizzed, nothing he said. He said that he cannot call media institution name because they are still ongoing investigation. But my issue here is the ORC of the LDA. This man is currently serving as the HR of the Liberian National Police. The ORC Biako is currently serving as the HR of the Liberian National Police. There are a lot of people who still feel that this entire investigation will not be independent because Gregory is his boss. This man is still within the employ of the Liberian National Police. He's still in the employ of the Liberian National Police. How independent would this investigation be? Where you have the ORC of the LDA serving as the HR of the Liberian National Police. When you look at the letter from Gregory that suspended Johnny Dean, you will see from the HR department Biako signature on the letter. Biako signature on the letter. So how independent will the entire investigation be? You are reporting to Gregory. Gregory remains your boss in chain of command. He remains your boss. It has been long overdue. The president has now appointed somebody to spearhead the entire LDA since the issue of Hassan Fariga and Abi Kroma. Everybody just been ORC. And this man came in, Biako came in. So he cannot be the ORC in the same time serving as the HR of the Liberian National Police. So there are a lot of people, a lot of things saying out there that this entire investigation will not be independent because the man Biako, he will take order from Gregory because Gregory is his boss. Gregory remains his boss, and Gregory will be his boss.
Absolutely, and that's the point. The last Senate hearing, there was a term from Biako to even give some information, and Gregory asked him to just close it up, shut up, and he went down. So listen, there's a difficult thing here, and I'm told, they found themselves, and that's the unfortunate thing about having the security apparatus where one person seems to be in control of a lot of different areas. And if that person is compromised, trust me, it's going to be difficult because he's going to do a lot of things. And that's what Gregory is trying to do now. He's trying to shield a lot of things. He knows about a lot of things, I want to believe. And he's using this now to shield a lot of things, if you will. And it's going to help him today, but he's not going to be... it's not all going to be he's not going to go unpunished moving forward. This is something that we as folks can understand from the perspective of our own reasoning to say that you seconded someone from the police to come and operate and be the officer in charge of the Liberian Drugs Enforcement Agency that got the statutory responsibility to vigorously fight the issue of drugs across the republic. This officer in charge, and there's a reason why they've kept this man as officer in charge for more than a little over a year now. I think this man was named officer in charge before I went to Liberia with back. It's more than a year now. He's still officer in charge. This is unthinkable. There's nowhere you want to do this to put someone officer in charge for that protracted period of time, and then he still holds his position at the level of the Liberian National Police, and his boss is the police chief that will control everything and this reason why the police be in control of the DEA activities. there's a connection here, linking Johnny getting the money from this so-called Fifi, because the police being taking control or in charge of the DA operational activities. So that's the problem. And who's coordinating the police? Gregory is the head of the police. He's the chief superintendent of the police. Giving instruction to Johnny, giving instruction to different. This is a very complicated situation, and he is also helping to make this case more difficult. But there are a lot of folks and Gregory admitted yesterday that there are powerful government officials of the Unity Party that are into this drug situation. And I don't think Gregory will have to speak to the public or to name these government officials. Or we cannot get Gregory up to 2020 now to tell us. It will be late for the government. Gregory will have to come out and tell us who are those government officials. Who are they? But Junkies, if we can move to the line, I think we should be having our guest in studio. What we'll do, we'll hold the line a little bit. We'll go to the line. We'll bring the guests, and then we will. Because we still bring the guests on. We'll bring the guests, and then we'll allow him to take the first the phase. I think bro, he went off. So if you have the time, we can go to the line. I thought we were going to bring the guest now, but there's some issues. He went off.
Yes, and so we can
go
take
to the
off.
line, take a couple of calls for 10 minutes. There are 10 callers, and then when the guests come back, we'll bring.
Okay, to our listeners and followers, this is the closing argument. We are live on Freedom FM 87.9. We are also streaming live on our YouTube channel and our Facebook platforms. The closing argument, Freedom Online Radio, Freedom FM 87.9. And we are also simulcast on Truth FM, Care Radio, and other radio stations around the country. Call us on those numbers. We are discussing the drug issue. The thing will continue to paralyze our youth and our society. So have your say. We give you enough time tonight to express on those burning and concerning issues, particularly the drug situation, with regards to how the investigation is being handled by the head of our security apparatus in the country. This first caller online one, your name and where are you joining us from?
Yeah, good evening. Yeah, for security reason, I will not disclose my name. I'm an ex-AFL personnel of the Armed Forces of Liberia. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Intention concerning the drugs business, I'm very disheartening because I have children, I have boys, I have girls. For some of us, we are already into our future, but we don't know 2 years from now. Well, to be clear with you, my brother.
Mr. Alvin, we said please mute. Kindly mute.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead. Quickly.
To be clear with you, to get to the point, for the investigation on the drugs issue, I will appeal to His Excellency President Joseph Walker. Those guys that have been dismissed from the security apparatus that are part of the cartel, I want the president to place them into the newspaper so that people can know them. Because if they
that the president can place people in newspaper or the media.
Issues are hardcore issues. Most of the people don't know those guys that are near them or that dismissed. And even the president is going to say how funny people are. If bad people will know their children will know them.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. We'll leave you there. And we don't have call yet.
Okay,
so
then what we'll do, we'll pause the call for now. We'll come back.
We'll pause
later.
the call. Yes.
Yeah, we'll pause the call for now.
We'll
We'll come back later. Thank you, John Keynes. So we just want to say a wonderful good to all of our very passionate and religious followers. They've been very consistent following the closing argument. We've carried live on True FM 96. I'm forgetting the frequency now, but also on Freedom FM 87.9. We today, as our special guest, we have Mr. Arvind C. Wisset. Arvind Wisset is part of the executive of the youth wing of the former ruling establishment, the ruling party of the Republic of Liberia, the CDC, and also a former assistant minister at the level of the Ministry of Agriculture. Mr. Wisset, welcome to the closing argument.
Thank you, Comrade Sylvester Peewee, and let me say to Comrade Jingy Morris and to our listeners, sympathizers, and well-wishers, and those who are ardent followers of this unique and auspicious platform, permit me to extend revolutionary greetings to every one of you, and particularly to the partisans, the sympathizers of the indomitable mighty Congress for Democratic Change, by extension the Coalition for Democratic Change. It is always an honor and pleasure to honor your invite as we weigh in our perspectives on issues that matter the growth and development of our country, which is our common denominator.
Thank you. It's good to have you on this evening, Mr. Wisset, and we want to also thank you for your service to the country and to the political activities currently unfolding. But before we're going to go to the drug situation in JV, but let me just announce to you right back, not too far from where I'm sitting currently, there's ongoing convention, the USA CDC convention. There's this USA CDC convention that is ongoing right here in Philadelphia. Do you care to just briefly tell us the current momentum of said convention? I'm told the former president and the political leader of the CDC is attending said convention. Do you just quickly care to brief us and the citizens that are also in the U.S. and in Liberia to give them understanding as to what's the feel in these conventions, and then we move on to other major topics. Go ahead, please.
Well, as you know, Comrade Sylvester Peewee, the Congress for Democratic Change is a democratic political institution, and its emergence in the liberal political culture has given birth to a couple of democratic tenets and precepts. As far back as this historical foundation of the party is concerned, from 2004 to 2026, the party is 22 years. And in the 22 years of its political existence, it has always internalized democratic processes that gave individuals the opportunities, the platforms, and the pedestal. So the essence of the convention, the ongoing convention in the United States of America, is part of the routine democratic processes that allows new leaderships, new party officials to come aboard, to bring new ideas, to imbue fresh democratic impetus, new leadership credentials, and new political strategies to move the institution forward. So CDC USA convention is ongoing, and given how crucial the convention is, the political leader who is the founding father of the indomitable mighty Congress for Democratic Change has graced that convention, and in that convention, you saw the official position of the political leader, the official position of the Congress for Democratic Change as we move towards elections nearing processes in the next two distant future in 2029. So the USA CDC base is very significant to our political institution. Don't forget, you are in the diaspora. The diaspora has played a very pivotal role in terms of supporting and soliciting fundings, in terms of galvanizing the moral fabric towards the CDC expansion, mobilization, and recruitment processes. The diaspora citizens who were in this country, and some of them are there today, are also contributing towards the significance, the importance, and relevance of our institution across the diaspora. So that convention is a very crucial convention, and it is during that convention, the political leader of our party, the former president of the country, gave a very what I term as a shocking revelation that has created a shock in the span of the ruling political elite and the ruling political cabal. Right now, the government is nervous. The country is in total disarray now, because since the former president, the political leader of the Congress for Democratic Change, has declared that he'll be a formidable force and he'll come back to reclaim the democratic moral high ground of the country, I tell you, the ruling establishment is in disarray. And so the convention is ongoing. New officials from the party, stalwarts, and different partisans who've been working assiduously in terms of soliciting the requisite support for our institution, the diaspora, are doing everything possible to have a very democratic convention that will be void of friction, and we wish the Congress well. We wish the Congress well. So yes, we are very happy. Yesterday, even though the country is sliding to the abyss of cocaine democracy, cocaine governance, but I think the revelation yesterday, the declaration yesterday from the former president of the country, has reenacted the democratic spirit. It has rejuvenated the euphoria. There's a fresh euphoria in millions of citizens across this country, putting the myth that have been spewed and verbiage by uncountable propagandists from the ruling establishment, like the political leader. You know, Pee, that this misinformation in the public domain has been circulating for a few years and few months now. It has been whispered, it has been confabulated that the political leader of the Congress for Democratic Change will not contest. The former president of the country have no interest in the presidency 2029. That has been the confabulation by rural mongers. So yesterday, the myths were demystified. He has rolled the glove and he's prepared to go to the theater of battle. And the fighting forces on the banner of the Congress for Democratic Change were all jubilating yesterday, because he has recalibrated and resuscitated the spirit and the resilience of millions of citizens. That so authentic declaration yesterday, has enacted a rude awakening of the fighting spirit of millions of citizens across the country and in the diaspora. So we are very glad to receiving such a declaration, and we're going to act on it decisively.
Thank you. I mean, it was a critical, very important statement yesterday. I'm told from speaking to some folks back home and across the country here in the region, that some said it was the statement alone tried to give them the hope that the country, most of them that were in despair, and the rest of that tried to rekindle their hope for prosperous process forward. But before we just want to move, because on the heels of the president's statement yesterday, we saw some announcement coming out of the executive mansion. But I will come back to you, jiffy on that. But quickly, the convention we now seeing here in Philadelphia, is the party going to very soon? Is that going to be replicated from the national perspective? I just want you to quickly take 1 minute to answer that, then we get back to the other side of it. Are we expected to also see between now and the end of this year or early next year, and there's kind of a convention also back in the country, national convention?
No.
Okay.
I don't
Because
think
some
so.
folks are concerned. They're asking, they want you to do. I don't want to hear, because you are insiders.
No. So every chapter has its own convention.
Okay.
And like I said in my previous expose, it is part of the internalized democratic processes that ascend towards the democratic ambitions of citizens who have who want the opportunity to serve the party. So assistants, different chapters across the landscape, the political landscape, are going for convention. At the national level, that conversation has not been held, and because there has been a constituted, elected political body or estate of leaders that have taken the mantle of leadership since the 2023 general presidential elections through a democratic process around 2022. So that framework, that constitutional body that was elected, still stands and still has sovereignty, still enjoys democratic legitimacy to move the party, democratic processes on a trajectory that is expected from everyone. So as it stands, we are not going for convention nationally. If there will be any restructuring, well, it has to be derived from the National Executive Committee of the party, where the party will notice that there are vacancies. For example, after elections, there are some elements in the party who've been very reluctant. Some of the elements have gone wayward, have gone reactionary. As you know, for example, there's vacancy for Thomas Fala, who are deflected from the democratic
and let me hold you a few seconds. And this it's part of the reason why I actually asked this question, and you get in there. So go ahead, continue. Yes.
Yeah, so there are elements who are deflected from the democratic structure and bailiwick of the Congress for Democratic Change because of self-political aggrandizement, because of selfish political gain, and those elements will be replaced very soon. That conversation is being held by the National Executive Committee of our party.
Do you care to name them?
So there are a lot. Yeah, like I told you, that Mr. Fala, who had deflected as a political traitor and betrayed his alma mater, the democratic alma mater that has given him the breath today in the political dispensation, the nomenclature he bears today, the accolades that he carries came from the back and sweat of the Congress for Democratic Change. So vacancy on the executive committee will be filled by the restructuring process, but that will be determined by the National Executive Committee. Not only that position, because he serves as vice chair for operation, there are a couple of positions that are vacant at the moment. Not only vacant, but they are dogmat in terms of their respective functions and responsibilities. So, I mean, the determination will be made. The determination will be made via the National Executive Committee of the Congress for Democratic Change. But as it stands, though, I don't think the conversation about convention is being solicited at the level of the institution. Well, if that will happen, there will be a special. It will be a special one. But for now, we are taking recalibration. We are supporting the party structures across the globe, and we are contemplating on building a formidable, organized, and well-structured CDC diaspora that will be able to solicit a lot of diplomatic support, governance, the requisite resources, moral and financial resources to be able to contribute towards some of the party's modus operandi and the party's operations in the country as we gear towards a major democratic election 2029.
Thank you. Before we move on quickly, I will come to the next point, then we will bring the panelists in. But let me quickly welcome Mr. Victor Nangwe. Mr. Nangwe, welcome to the show. We have with us today Mr. Alvin Wissa, executive of the youth wing of the Congress for Democratic Change, by extension, the Coalition for Democratic Change, and then a former assistant agriculture minister for research and extension. Welcome, Mr. Nangwe.
Thank you very much, Mr. Wissa. I believe we met before, but welcome back. It's good to have you. Let me ask you quickly. I know there's a lot we'll unpack, but tell me, are you guys still the Coalition for Democratic Change, or you're now the Congress for Democratic Change?
Ave,
I don't think he's
did,
hearing me.
did you, Ave, did you hear the question?
Yeah, I got the question.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes, we are still a coalition.
Okay.
We are still a coalition. As you know, in the 2020 in the 2017 general presidential elections, three political parties, political estates and institutions, governors, democratic visions and aspirations to retire the moribund Unity Party, and those institutions include, but not limited to, LPDP of Eric Stalo, the MPP, and other opposition political parties. So since then, we have had a political marriage, and even though there has been challenges around that marriage, but a greater chunk of that marriage still exists, still stays, and still remains with the Congress for Democratic Change. For example, the National Patriotic Party's Stena Bera, our political leader, the former vice president of the country, she still remains within the bailiwick of the Coalition for Democratic Change, and also leaders and officials of the LPDP who remain when Elistala left the coalition. That structure still exists, that structure still remains, and that structure still supports and still pledging commitment to the Congress for Democratic, to the Coalition for Democratic Change. So there has not been any official aberration or departure from the Congress for Democratic Change. We have not divulged from these political parties. So that structure and that political framework and infrastructure still exists. And we want to submit to you that we enjoy the commitments, we enjoy every level of support and every level of support being given to the CDC. So as it stands, those institutions are still intact. Some of the movers, the major voices within these respective political parties that consummated the Coalition for Democratic Change still exists within the framework of the party until other formal or divulge or departure can be done. For best of my knowledge, those institutions, particularly the movers and actors, the shakers of the respective institutions, they still remain supportive of the CDC, and they are saying the Coalition for Democratic Change.
Thank you. I don't know the moderator. Let me follow up. Other than that, I'll come around.
No, if you got a follow up, you can go ahead.
Thank you, sir. So, thank you very much. I think that laid a lot of clarity on some of the confusion that some of us in the opposition community are still suffering. But let me ask you this. Clearly, you are really struggling to answer this question, even though you brought in a lot of clarity. But notwithstanding, you suffer a defeat in 2023. Obviously, you must have done your post-election autopsy to determine, some of the things that may have contributed to you not being in the executive mansion today. Do you care to talk to us a little bit on what you found out? And since the former president has already announced you are now gearing up for 2029, what are some of the pitfalls that you have been able to determine as a party, not just you, that Alvin Wisse? What are some of the things that you believe contributed to your loss of the elections at 2023?
Well, I think there are several challenges and minor contradictions. I've always stated no political estate, no political institution exists without challenges, at least to mention the government. Every government has its own challenges. Despite we deliver on services being promised adequately across our Purple Agenda for Prosperity and Development platform, but we did not do well at the level of international relations. As you know, the international relations of any given governance system plays a very significant role in strengthening diplomatic ties, and that has been some of the challenges. The next challenge that we encounter, much more were done in our 6 years of governance under former President Weah. We implemented projects, we initiated programs, masses-driven programs that impacted the living conditions and improved the masses of our people. Some of the areas where we build roads, hospitals, markets, we build schools, and we declare free tuition. We made a lot of democratic gains. Our challenge is that we did not harness the necessary democratic infrastructure to communicate our prospects, our projects, the governance gains that we've made all the time. So propaganda overshadow the good, overshadow all of the different interventions that the former president made. Most of the things today, Liberians are now seeing across the infrastructural landscape, the political landscape, developmental one, were initiated by the former president of the country. You know about that. I don't want to tell you about the 14th Medical Hospital, the Emory Hospital in Bapolu. I don't want to tell you about the markets we built across the country.
You're struggling.
Of the former president of the country. I don't want to tell you about the declaration of free tuition or WASP policies across the country. I don't want to tell you about the different feeder roads and major highways in different countries that were roads that were constructed and some rehabilitated by the former president of the country. So aside from that, democratic policing, maintaining the rule of law, ensuring that the 3 branches of government work in harmony without allowing one government branch to interfere into the inner workings of another government branch. Under the then president's leadership, you saw that the doctrine of the separation of power, inspired by the French philosopher Baron de Maupassant. He talked about the 3 branches of government who have equal and distinct functions. No one branch has to interfere into another. We saw the 3 branches of government operating without interference. Today we saw there is judicial. Today we see there is a judicial overreach under this current dispensation, the current leadership. We see the legislature is being a rubber stamp, a kangaroo legislature. Of course, you know about what is going on at the legislature, and you've seen that we have an imperial presidency who has, to some extent, arrogated excessive unconstitutional power onto himself and trying to abrogate most of the laws in the country. And you can tell that Liberia, under this current state of governance, is a complete disaster and devastating for the kind of fragile democracy we led to. So we feel, we have a challenge. We have a challenge on international relations, and we have, for me, I believe that has affected us greatly. But it's on most of our top officials going on sanction. I believe that there were not too many strategic diplomatic engagements at the level of the diplomatic eclipse, talking about the successes that we've made, the intervention relative to the development that were initiated under the former president, and how some of those diabolical lies been plummeted on the international stage could be aborted by some of our lobbyists and diplomats at the level of Washington and other places. So at the international relations level, there's a big challenge. At the level of propaganda, we never have our necessary propaganda machinery to try to refute some of the lies and deceptions that were so marketed to our people, and on the basis of that, those things harm our chances of re-elections in 2023.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Before we go to the next phase, and I think we'll move to the lines by be 10:45 in Liberia, will be 6:45 here, so that we can get Jason for the quarters also. So we'll ask you at least to take around a minute 30 seconds to answer to each of the questions that you have. Most of the panelists going around to talk to you on. Before I can bring in Jenkins quickly, I just want you to tell us. Yesterday, the president said he's coming back. He's coming back with force. I just want you to tell the state of the nation currently. You, as a star of the former ruling establishment and the most powerful standing political opposition in the country, what is the current state of affairs? How can you describe the current state of affairs in the Republic of Liberia?
Well, beautiful question, Comrade Sylvester Peewee. The current state of the affairs of our country, obviously, you know that very well, that the country is now degenerated into narco state, which is terrible and embarrassing. The country current image is a badge of dishonor. The presidency wears a badge of dishonor and shame, as you know, that this so-called purported president who claimed to have been in governance bureaucracy for 42 years. Yesterday's campaign on so many issues, so many thematic issues. During the campaign promises, he promised civil servants will experience increment in their salaries. He made mention that he will fight corruption, no cow in the mud. He will provide employment opportunities in the private sector, job creation for young people. He was going to show that he was rebarred to go to the executive mansion, and he was going to make sure that the issue about drugs in the country will be fought. And different political promises he made during his 2023 election campaign messages to our Liberian electorates. Today, what we see currently, you know, the kind of news, the images, the reputational damage, the system of governance in our country has completely shifted to one of them as in form of imperial presidency. You know very well in the country, laws that were respected yesteryears are no longer being respected anymore. The president now has weaponized the judicial system. One, you do not dance at the whims and caprices of the unity party, you do not have justice. We saw Liberians who have tenure positions who were taken forcefully, arbitrarily, and there was some dismissal because of the president's parochial interest to certify partisan who ranked his campaign. You saw the removal of Yaga Koruba, something that was very unconstitutional only because he opinionated his position about the Guinea and Liberia border crisis. You saw what happened to the former speaker, Fona Tikofa, his unconstitutional and illegal removal, and replacing him with a regime speaker today, Mr. Retikum. Aside from that, look at what happened in the country. Liberia technically has lost democratic and territorial sovereignty. Comrade Peewee, you know about that. No president in the history of this country has been so clueless, has been so visionless to the extent that this president has taken Liberia on a few years of leadership. Liberia's territory today has been outsourced. Liberia's territory today, we've lost territory. This is tantamount to losing our democratic sovereignty under this president. So the current state of the country is fragile. Comrade Peewee, it's very fragile. Look at what's happening today. Look at the cases in drug-related investigations across the country. This is unprecedented and very scary. No government in the history of our country has been able to solicit both by importation and exportation of drugs at that astronomical level The last time we checked, it was 19.2 million of cocaine. Now we're going to 317 million plus. And then there are staggering revelation. Another millions of tons of drugs are on the way. This did not happen under Ellen's administration. This did not happen under Weah's administration. The volume, the multiplicity and monstrosity of drugs-related cases in this country.
But I think one would say, if I would push the double Africans or say balance, one would say that during your reign, there was 100 million births, and the folks behind that walk away. What do you have to say to those critics that would say that?
Well, like I told you, no government is free of these challenges. I'm quantifying the monstrosity, and the multiplicity, and the sporadic display of drugs-related cases in our country. I'm saying it's unprecedented, come a peewee.
Okay.
I'm saying it's unprecedented. You've been in the political culture for a very long period of time. Not even on a chancellor government where there was no law and order.
Yeah,
not even on
almost $1 billion is too much. It's
almost $1 billion worth of cocaine in the country.
Yeah.
And the scary revelation is that elements within the government bureaucracy, high-ranking officials within the bureaucracy of the government, hence are in this cocaine syndicate.
I'm sorry, I was muted. Sylvester, if I may follow up on your point, if you don't mind.
Hence are in the cocaine scandal. This is a troubling revelation.
Absolutely.
I think,
absolutely.
I think the state of the affairs of this country, well, if care is not taken, like we saw in the video, elements of the drug cartel threatening the peace and security of the country. Only because they are government officials within the police, NSA, RIA, that are operating as covert operatives, using our state institutions, law enforcement institutions, to solicit bribes from the drug cartel, to damage the population, to unleash cocaine and narcotic substances on the vulnerable masses of our people. This is scary. And today we saw the president removing GO officers and the major co-duties and accomplices, people who were named by the cartel, that the son of the president, Jojo Bakai, he's not been called. He's not been called for investigation. That the police director, the junior officers are pointing fingers. So this country is in a complete mess. It's sliding at the abyss and it's degenerating into a cartel that might lead Liberia to a narco state. So it's dangerous for the country.
Fair enough. Mr. Nambi, if I go to Jenkins, and then I want you say you want to make do a follow-up. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. Quickly, Mr. Wisa, thank you again. You mentioned two very cardinal issues. One, the removal of the speaker and the removal of the lawmaker. And like my colleague just said, one will also say you remove a sitting justice. So basically, it's tit for tat. But coming back to the drug issue, I want you to address both of them again. The drug issue really kind of bedeviled your administration until it doomed you at the polls. So I'm going to ask you again, and I understand the former president is going to use it as one of the issues that he's going to run on for his re-election campaign. Have you figured out an answer to address how to stop these drugs from infiltrating our community as you're coming back on that issue? Because you had that issue before and one of the things that led to your defeat at the polls. So how are you going to now turn it into a winning argument?
Well, we are not interested using those kind of issues as the basis for our re-elections.
So what the former president said yesterday was just the
former president is a political actor. He's a former president of the country. He understands, as former commander-in-chief and head of state of the government, he knows very well how major drug issues in the country were dealt with. You saw when the government intercepted the 100 million drugs through the help of our development partners and our diplomatic counterparts. You saw the intervention we made. But I'm saying to you, the position of the former president is that at least this former president who over the years said he never had all of the democratic credentials was able to ameliorate the import and export of drugs trafficking across the country. I'm saying to you, Komenamwe, you've been around very long time. You've been around during the Doe era, the Taylor's era, even the Ellis dispensation. This spontaneous display of narcotics substances and drug cases in our country, it never happened on any administration. Now you do the time the war of fighting when there's no law and order in the country. You know that very well. So
I think Charles Taylor had that problem, if I'm not mistaken. Even Ellen Johnson. So it's been with us for a while, Comrade. The problem,
but not at this scale.
I agree.
I'm saying,
but now it is always going to be incremental. I mean,
no.
I'm
saying,
unfortunately. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Let's be honest to the political discourse here. I mean, to the intellectual discourse, so that we give our audience, the due diligence to be able to juxtapose on the very questions as we provide answers. I'm saying to you here, we all heard about the 100 million drugs that enter the country. Aside from that, did you hear incrementally that another drug box after the 100 million took place under the former president's administration or leadership? I want to hear the answer. Let's be honest. Let's be fair to the disco.
We heard the figures. We have 40 million.
Mr. Nambi, I am saying to you in my summation that the multiplicity, the cascading of drugs from one million to another million, from 19 million to 370 million, 370 million, and another 10,000 plus tons are coming, and our media entities, media institutions are posting about that. This is to tell you that the cartel has come to resign the government. The cartel does exist in this administration, and the government itself is the cartel, is the syndicate, and that's the reason why today the one the Liberian people discover, they want our international partner discover the 19 million. They not come from out of the country. They were here. It was here. The 370 million also was found just recently in another house. So who is facilitating the drug cartel? That is the bigger question. So we are interested in the investigation. We're not interested in the politicization of this matter. We are saying to you, where are these drugs coming from? And major security officers who supposed to protect lives and property today, they are on record of soliciting bribes from the cartel. You saw Johnny Bonadine, a confidant of Gregory Como. You saw the fellow that was dismissed at RIA. You see what happened in the country? Major security officers who are not in the bureaucracy of the country are now the one facilitating this cartel to destroy the population and damage the future of our country. This is wrong. And I'm saying to you, if you weigh the scale, we got to apply reasoning here. If you weigh the scale, you can see the multiplicity of cases has increased under this administration, unprecedented, more than any other government. In less than 2 months, what happening from 19 million to 300 million in less than 2 months. What are you talking about here, Mr. Nangwe? What are you talking about? This is scary.
Thank you, Mr. Wisa. I'm talking, so we could be engaging you. Maybe you get a quick question in the minute, and then Avi will respond to that in the minute. Then we just go move to the cause, because I was thinking we'll move to the cause by the form by maybe 6:45 our time to 10:45. Thereabout. In Liberia, we'll take like maybe 10 to 15 calls before we can call it a day from that angle. But let me welcome Mr. Ibrahim Toure. Mr. Toure, welcome to the show. We have our special guest tonight is Arvin Wisa, a stalwart of the former ruling establishment, the CDC. Welcome.
All right, thank you, everybody. Thank you, my fellow panelists. Good evening to you, my beautiful Liberian people. I mean, we said owe me some. He owe me. He myself who spoke. He's supposed to come on the Straight Talk Liberia, but he said he come in and get reached. But I know he was scared, but no problem. Okay, no. Thanks for coming aboard, my brother Alvin.
Alvin is a gladiator. You can be afraid to come to the microphone.
Right,
Quickly,
right.
Junkins, I see you. I host my in the corner that just making you smile today because you.
I know. I saw that too. I don't know what to say, but I'm like, can I ask?
But I'll get you the time now before we can move back to
honestly,
Joseph,
anytime.
The point is to go to the phone, Joseph. I'll give you 1 minute, Joseph, to come in, and then we'll give it to Jenkins. Then Jenkins will take off. Then we come back for the second phase. So,
I thought you called me on. I thought you called.
No, I welcome email. You just came over your.
So
you came.
Okay, I'll ask Alvin later. That's okay.
Yeah, we'll come back to you. I just want to let you to, and you took the time to introduce to welcome Alvin by saying the man owe you time to visit all the things.
But yeah, Alvin know that one.
After when Mr. Nabeki, that one after you go on this, but we'll come back to you in a jiffy. But go ahead, Joseph.
That's fine.
Yeah, Mr. Wizard, let me say thank you for joining the closing argument. There are a lot of people who see a lot of hypocrisy in your comment. You're referring to the state as a narco state and honor your regime where you serve as assistant minister. Your president never dismissed no union officials when the 100 million just investigation was going on under your regime. There are a lot of people who still feel that under your regime, a certain Chief Justice, Associate Justice of the Supreme Court, Cabinet Janet, were removed by you, by your regime. And today, you are now turning the board around, blasting the Unity Party, calling the state as a narco state. Even though you're calling the state as a narco state, we have not seen sanction. Under your regime, it was now a narco state, but we saw a lot of sanction. Your officials were sanctioned all in this place. How can you ratify, your statement?
Well, thank you, Comrade Joseph K. Sally. If I write on your name, let me say, my brother, Ibrahim Toure. What's up, Comrade? How are you, Comrade Joseph? You.
I'm okay, Chief.
I am my address for Comrade. on your question about CDC officials being sanctioned, of course, Comrade, sanctions were political sanctions. I know, you know that very well. Those were politically motivated sanctions, and that's why today we are calling on the government of Liberia to prosecute people who they thought had stolen money, according to them, because that's what the campaign on. So why stopping the government from prosecuting those who they say stole the Liberian people money? We have never allowed our former government officials to abscond justice. Every person that ever had the opportunity to serve in the governance system of the WIAS administration today, whenever they are called by the current administration of President Bouakai, they always come to the court. And so we got to be appreciating Comrade Joseph. We must be able to appreciate comrades and officials who serve the WIAS administration today. They have the moral high ground to come back to the country and face justice and facing the accusers. This is the most democratic thing that any patriotic citizen would do. The likes of Nathaniel Follow McGill, Samuel Tue, Finda Bono, and a couple of the comrades, Jefferson Camo, the comrades are facing justice. They have not absconded. So your government should be taking out all of the propaganda, the lies that they solicited against the WIAS administration. They must now try to prove that in court. You saw how Tue went into court, the former finance minister, and beat the government. And today the government is undergoing what we call dual invasion, dual manipulation, try to turn down the democratic verdicts of those of the people who voted against the government in terms to Lagos Samuel and other countries. So, I mean, on the question about Cabinet Daniel, the argument should not be about citizens now. Our government yesterday presented her second-term manifesto to the Liberian people, and the Liberian people, including you, that constitute less than 1%, said, no, we did not convince you. It was never sufficient enough for you to give us your democratic votes. And so the mantle of leadership now is in your hands. We are asking for your stewardship, and you carrying on back to what happened yesterday. You said yesterday what we did was wrong. That's why you took off from the seat of the national leadership. Now you have the opportunity. So let hypothesize. Let me make a scenario. So yesterday, because the CDC allegedly they wrong thing yesterday, so you should come to power as a unity party and repeat the same wrong. I mean, if we're making that analogy, I don't think that we will make progress. I don't think that we will go forward, because you campaign that, oh yeah, we'll remove, according to you, the CDC administration remove a certain social justice. So what gave you the moral right to come and remove Fonati Kofa, to come and remove people from tenant position, to come and remove Yaga Koluba? So you're doing the same thing. So why is the change? Where is the transformation? The question now goes back to you. What did you say yesterday that you would not do today? You said you would not do business as usual. That's why you remove the CDC administration. So not go back to CDC administration again. Tell us, what are you doing differently? Why you campaign versus why you doing? They're two different things.
Fair enough.
You are bushing the law. You are circumventing the judiciary. You are circumventing the legislature. You are manipulating everything in this country for parochial interest on your watch. You see what happening to our border today. Look at the incompetence being exhibited today. Liberia's sovereignty is on attack by a foreign army. It's on attack by a foreign army.
Thank you.
So you are presiding over the stewardship of the country, and the onus is upon you to deliver adequately to Liberian people, and not to be going back and shifting blame. You are in the driving seat. We ask you to govern well.
Absolutely. We'll hold them. So we'll go to the line and take a couple of calls. But there is the saying goes, say you met a woman, the woman is saying to you, oh, I have my husband, I just left my husband because he couldn't even, all the time he's sending our children off for school fees. He couldn't pay. They will go to school to the next year. Then he said, no, when I take over, the children will be in school. Then you took over, the children can't even go to school. Hey, what? I need a fire husband, they were putting the children off for school fee. But you told all the children can't even go to school. So that's something I've been trying to say here. The Unity Party came on the matter of solving all of the problem to rescue. So we can't go back to say, okay, the CDC did this. No, that's not an excuse. That's not an excuse. That's inexcusable. We cannot sit and on a serious note, the debate, we're going to move on, people will say this, and everybody want to say what? You keep on the mantra of rescuing the country to bring about systematic transformation and change to the Liberian people. You cannot come in and take the country backward. But I'll get back to you quickly, Avin. But Mr. Jenkins, Mr. Morris, can we go to the line and if you want to start first, but we can just immediately go to the line and take some calls. I know Mama Sisi waiting for to engage with you. So go ahead and take some calls, please. And honestly, before we can start taking the calls, the issue, Mr. Nangwe and the gentleman on the platform, propaganda is such that it would take you just into somewhere. Propaganda cannot govern, right? And I haven't said something very profound here, that the CDC also, part of the mistake was that there was too much of negative propaganda against the CDC in the international community. It damaged the credentials, the diplomatic credentials of the government a lot. The reason most of the sanctions came in all those lines. I will hope moving forward that issue will be repelled. And there was too much of negative propaganda against the government, and that went in. The people consumed that. right? But they did that during the campaign season or during the governance period. And then now that we move into the real time, now they are governing, you can live from propaganda. And that's one of the reasons Gregory Coleman King said top government officials are linked to the drugs issue. The information minister said, no, that the past government, he talked about, play the thing. The man said, this government. John Kings, are we there? John Kings? I hope John Kings.
Yes.
John Kings, you there?
I'm okay now. I was muted.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I was muted. So
Yeah, okay.
I want to ask the former minister a question
Go
before
ahead.
going to the line.
Go ahead, please.
The CDC government that you were a part of as assistant minister at the Ministry of Agriculture experienced what we call political pressure from the opposition community. In fact, there was an alliance, a merger, coalition to fight against the CDC reign. And that happened and even deflated the CDC tire more. So my question is, why is the CDC silent? Because in recent past, I heard STEN, which is the Solidarity and Trust for a New Day, headed by Mobile Molu, coming out on several occasions to speak to the war on SSs that are ongoing under the administration of Mr. Boakai. And in fact, the CMC political leader, Honorable Musa Hassan Bedete, is also strong on this drug issue and even threatening protests. So why is the CDC and its authority and leadership silent as it relates to coming down hard on the government, especially that the government now in power ran on the mantra of you being in power and trying to inculcate the issue of drug cabal and ruin the lives of our young people. And that was the reason why you left power. So why are you silent when, according to you, what you experience is smaller than what is going on, and what is going on is double painful and excruciating in terms of how we are faring as Liberians? And why are you people silent and just talking and no action? Especially that your coming out will be the only signal by which the world will know that you are not in line with what's going on. What's your position on that? You are muted.
You muted.
You're muted.
Let me appreciate you for the question, and let me say to everyone following, that's a very brilliant question, and I will be tactical about the question. You see, the CDC has survived 22 years of political turbulence and political existence in the democratic wilderness, when people were never active in the historical emergence and formation of the Congress for Democratic. And part of the reasons why the CDC today still exists as this most formidable opposition political party is because of the way she portrays and the way she operates and the way she moves. The CDC would not be like the people that brought April 12, 1980, or the United Party people that were burn tire June 7. I mean, people think that the CDC must go and disrupt democratic processes, and the CDC must go and protest and ransacks, and cause maybe havoc and chaos. I mean, constitutionally, don't get me wrong, it is the right of every Liberian citizen, including a political party, the right to assemble and to exercise the democratic franchise in telling the government to give a redress on their grievances and what they consider as things that do not mean well for the country. The CDC as an institution has always used civil disobedience. She has supported so many different institutions, civil society institutions. Don't forget, The CDC organized different civil society institutions. She had solidarity forces and allied forces across the country that she has supported. You just witnessed the CDC in Bon County, where we have Senator McGill, the former chairman of the party, and all of us. You saw what happened, the massive turnout. The people democratically took that way, and they were talking about how the CDC can come back. They came with force, and they came with the momentum. And you saw even in Grand Bassa when we went in Grand Bassa. So the CDC went grand leader of recent, Comrade Morris. You saw the euphoria. These were unprecedented, where all of the opposition, major opposition leaders, honor the invitation of our party's 22nd anniversary celebration in the southeastern county, particularly in Grand Jida County, and the southeastern region, particularly in Grand Jida County. You saw how the CDC turned out the people, and with all of the propaganda from Zopeno and all of elements within the Unity Party hostile bureaucracy, they could not derail the revolutionary momentum, the enthusiasm, and the democratic forward march of the masses of the people, the political paratroopers from the southeast congregating into that occasion that represented a huge turnout and created a very strong warning and signal back to Moravia that the CDC and the opposition offer business. So, well, the CDC has its own timing. Comrade Jenkins Morris, I can say this to you. The CDC has its own tactics and techniques, but the CDC will not dance to the political gallery where the Unity Party tactics are. If the Unity Party tactics, is to do into propaganda and mischiefs, well, the CDC will not play into that, because the one who has the CDC as the political leader of the party is not just a political leader, but also somebody who contributed to the peace and security of our country many, many years before his presidential ambition. So you can see how we are engaging civil engagement. That's what we continue to do. So yes, if we do not participate directly, we indirectly participate by giving support to civil society movements. And that's what we do. But there will be a time where the institution will call for a democratic turnout. The CDC usually have been speaking. We have supported stands of protests. The first protest, they usually were represented. That is the CDC. The second protest, we were there. That is the CDC. The third protest, our militants, our cadres, our partisans also. I mean, we don't support and solidarity with stand. And so we can assure you that what will be considered as protests in this country will be led by the surprise elements or element of surprise, where the opposition will come and that conversation is going around. Thank God you mentioned Musa Hassan Beleti and Simon Freeman. The other people are speaking. I mean, those people have not spoken the way they're speaking now. The political paradigm is shifting. The cloud now is getting crowded. I mean, the opposition are coming together very strong, and we might see Bouaga becoming a one-term president sooner or later, when the opposition shall unite the progressive forces and there be one formation and marching order to the democratic detriment of the man that has been seen all around the country as a reincarnated adult hater who is breaking down all the laws, who is bastardizing the state governance infrastructure, who is circumventing all of the different precepts.
I think Minister Alvin, we said you will close with that, so we can take calls and let's have the participation of the public. This first call online one, your name and where are you joining us from?
Thank you. Thank you very much, my dear brother JJ. Thanks also to my astute, very intellectual, educative leader and mentor and teacher, Alvin Casco, we say. For the nation, for the public, and focused. Robert.
Poker, no time, so we give you 15 seconds. Quickly, 15 seconds. Go ahead, 15 seconds, no time.
To the panel for the president or examination on national issues. You see, I won't say much because my leader has said it all.
Okay.
Bouaga and trust me, they are a one-term government. If a one-term government, it is a privilege to them, President. We are the Labour people. But and his son, they are not far away from the throne. And every time when our leader marks the podium, I think that's what we said. We have suspended VC and also that Mr. Bouaga and his son, they are involved into the political they uncountable drugs that have been in come to work our state. Mind you, for Bouaga, we trying to get
Okay. Okay, no time. So we'll leave you there. We'll leave you there, Poker Rubber, and go to line 2 to take this call. Your name and where are you joining us from? Minister Alvin Wusa is Victoria Bar. You got 15 seconds quickly.
Thank you very much. So let me tell you, Junkie Murray, that statement Grandma made yesterday, it is that the whole government, that is single government official, they are saying it is a justice. Let me tell you again, Jeremiah Piakosa, he starts talking Tabata. What is the statement I already hear? You put a statement out and the statement go over the whole world. That is government, that government official, they want to trust in a country. Then you come out, you say it here, you can't talk Tabata, you go and say information minister. They will listen to you. Can't say that it pass government. And you have government in power.
Okay.
You empower, you put it through. It's a pass government.
We'll leave you there, Victoria Bar, and go to line 3 and take this call. Your name and where are you joining us from? Welcome. Oh, that color slip, and so we switch to line 4. Your name and where are you joining us from?
My name is Robert Bakoya, calling from our district bank.
Go ahead, 15 seconds, no time.
I just want to tell the panelists that we don't have 3 branches of government in this country under the leadership of Joseph Mabuakai.
Okay.
This is older men are supposed to rule this country in the best interest of the citizens. But he has taken everything to himself. The judiciary work for him. The national legislature work for him. So nothing there for anybody. You saw opposition. Look at the former foreign minister. Just for business that the rest he was one of those people that were involved in the race that they were talking about. That probably was Ango and put to J.
Okay. And put to J, we leave you there. Oh, this color. Be decorous. You got to lower your monitor. No, we can't take you like this. Hello. You see? Okay, so we'll leave you there because we don't have time. This caller, your name and where are you joining us from? Quickly.
Okay. You see, they say, how do you say you went to school? I used to make 50. I used to make 1900. Then you guys for house when they ask you, but I used to pass it. All the government are running. What they were going to do everything. And the CDC. You can't bring disgrace to our country. They say that like talking about CDC do what? CDC, there's nothing in the country. We can't work it. There's disgrace and there's nothing in the country. So, thank you.
Thank you. We'll leave you there and go to line 1. Hello, your name and what place you calling us from? This call. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to the closing argument.
Yeah, but my point here is when you have a leadership, you have everything. So even in your home, even in your workplace, anywhere you go, you need leadership. But there's government lack of leadership.
Okay, lack of leadership. We leave you there. We leave you there and go to line 4. Hello.
I'm calling for
the closing argument quickly. You got 15 seconds.
The citizens will take it out of the government. That's the reason they pay you for. If the opposition leader put a set together, they are due protest for 1 week. You will see good result will come up. You know, now the reason the president the opposition very lazy. Because for that day, up to date, almost 3 more now. That's a 3 more, 1 or 4 more. There's nothing started showing. And the president is showing his children, that's his wife. All of them has seen it.
Okay.
But if the folks protest for 1 week, then no say what they want. They will post after it.
Okay, they will post up to it. We'll leave you there and go to the diaspora and take this call. Hello, your name and where are you joining us from?
Thank you for having me on your platform. I'm Ellis Kodo, joining you from Nima.
Oh, thought you were calling
Decided
from
to
the
serve
diaspora.
responsibility
Welcome.
Thank you so much. And let me say thanks to all your great panelists. Thank you. So to get breakfast you got and effort towards the conversation, let me begin by saying this. I think the best thing we the Liberian will do is to continue to correct the party all the mistake they have been making.
Okay.
If it will come up, I'm not there. Hello, sir.
Yeah, go ahead quickly.
Hello. Okay. Thank you. So if you support the party, you supported the party based upon for your country to be on the right side. That's why when another party is there, when they proceed wrongly, you come out to go in very community to make the people to understand, hey, those people are not proceeding the right way.
Okay, they are not proceeding the right way. We'll leave you there from Nimba and take this call.
I was so angry,
Why are you angry?
Yeah, let me tell you something. The party, the citizen has to protest for one more. The only way we get good result for him just being here.
Okay, the citizens have to protest for consecutive 1 month. The only way result will come. That was a caller. Your name and where are you joining us from?
That's the general on the line with you. Okay, how you doing?
Great woman, welcome.
Thank you. This is my sister to the public. Mr. Happy, to the diaspora. I'm taking the effort for our country to Nigeria. And Mr. Happy to my son, Abby Wilson, Mr. Bookman.
Yeah, I mean, we said on, so we knew you would have called.
All the questions posed to my son Abby was an answer all. And they were talking about opening a whole trust issue to go to Labrador to vote out. They are saying yes. I said, by taking Labrador job, breaking the constitution of our country, taking proof for that job, trust me. I want to talk about this selecting justice.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Okay, Masisi. We'll leave you there and take our last call. Then we go back to Sylvester Pee for control. Your name and where are you joining the closing argument from? This call.
Thank you for having me. My name is Victor P. Tabo. Come on the new Sergeant Plea out to join you from 5 to be precise. Africa.
Quickly, you got 13 seconds. Your introduction to 2 seconds.
Well, brother, I just said that I have a different thought about situation happening in my country. So like IG coming off to accuse some government official him in the drug cartel in our country. All of these things are not strange to some of us. But I just want to say this to my president, Uncle Joe. Uncle Joe, do not listen to those boys that are around you. Go for your 110. After your 110, find somewhere to go and hide and enjoy the resources that you wait for. And do not let them to fool you to say, Uncle Joe, go and wrong. Like people no longer trust you to vote you because those guys you brought on board have brought disgrace to your government. They are unserious people, they are criminals, and they just trying to spoil your legacy. So I'm trying to appeal to you that now the president, after your 110, please send the political power over to them and let it decide who they want. I will say that you guys still have a good and golden working night.
And that was the session, of course. Back to you, Sylvester Pee.
Thank you, Jenkins. Thank you, and that means so have a very pleasant weekend. Thank you. So, guys, we'll come back. I will come now to we start according to what we say the other prisoners. So we'll start with Mr. Nangwe. Mr. Nangwe, we're back. We have our guest again. So I'll start from you. Then from there we go to our Barak Toure, then Mr. Seaton. Go ahead, please.
Thank you. I don't know. It looks like Alvin LEC is, but Rowisa, can you hear me? Can you hear him? So I can't hear you. I think you're muted.
I think he's muted.
Yeah, I'm hearing you. I'm hearing you.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you very much. And I know you will have a lot to talk about from the callers. But before we went to the calls, you mentioned something. I think it was Junkie was asking one of my colleagues about the CDC's, attitude towards challenging this government. I mean, I think barely 6 months in, the COP was founded. You had and ever since then there was a non-stop, agitation against your government, the CDC. But looks like you're participating by proxy. You went toe to toe with this government in Lofa through Joseph Jala. I don't even know what you've gotten out of that collaboration. In Nimba, you fielded 3 candidates. You didn't want to take side. And we noticed you have participated in protests through STAN. When Mohamed Malu, who is the chairman of STAN, actually left the CDC. So a lot of us are just really confused. Can you explain this strategy to us, this apparent participation by proxy that you guys are doing?
Thank you, Mr. Nambwe. Like I said, the institution is a very unique political institution, and it would disappoint a lot more of people who believe a hostile opposition approach to a hostile government is the best forward march to any democratic process. The CDC is run by a serious political organization. It has its own timing. And like I said in my previous expose, that the political party is recalibrating, is rebuilding processes. As you know, that the party is building a new party headquarters, and the political leader will have to restructure all of the different organs and the different chapters and structures across the country. You are seeing the political leader in the United States of America. He's making the case to and attacking the base of our institution in the diaspora. You've seen that a very big convention, the president, the political leader, made a very big declaration, and it tells you that the party now is moving in what we call pari passu. It's on a trajectory of mobilizing and recalibrating the fighting forces. So we could not just add that the CDC, I mean the COP of the United Party. Don't remember, you've been around for some time now. This United Party you know about here is for the 2 years. This United Party we're talking about here has contested 1997 elections. This United Party is very old politically in the democratic landscape of our country. And if you want to measure why the United Party acted and will not acting, the United Party had 12 years of resources. 12 years of resources. You know. to move to engage in the political operations, you know very well that they presided over state resources for 12 years, and so it was just necessary enough that right after the inauguration, they organized protest because they have resources. They stole enough money. They stole enough funds. They invest on state covers and taxes in the country. So I am saying to you that the CDC that had just got to power in 6 years after leaving power will have to recalibrate and internalize a whole infrastructure through what we call the building process. And like I said to you, we're moving in other countries where the only thing that people are expecting from us is to do a mass protest.
I think there's some technical difficulties Arvin is faced with from his end where he's connecting with us. But
I also have to leave.
Okay,
my time is up.
Thank you. Have a wonderful night.
Junkies, you intend to run for office? You sound like I mean, you running for office in Plibo? Tell us, man, so we can know.
No, honestly, I would not be contesting this coming election. I will be supporting somebody who I think will give Plibo a different look and a different image.
Gotcha.
Why
So
you
I will
want
not be
to why,
contesting
why
this
you want to
campaign.
support somebody else when you can
So
articulate
Tell
the
the
issue?
boyfriend
so
get a
you
cowboy.
You understand the issue
you're not
facing the
supporting our
people of
comrade Anthony
Cleveland?
Williams?
My man,
The,
just
the,
the
the
call.
reason
Let
is
him
simple.
last
The
word.
reason is
Let
simple.
everybody do a closing. Let him go. Go ahead, Junkie. Don't
Are you
listen to
not
the people,
supporting my
man.
man
Go ahead.
Comrade Williams?
No. If there will be any support to anybody there, I will be supporting Dr. Buffer Chambers. And I think it will be the singular reason why I won't contest.
Also,
That will
so
be the
Buffer
singular
Chimba is coming
reason why
back.
I won't contest. Yes, Buffer is coming back, and he's an ally. He's an ally. So
He's an ally,
contesting
right?
against
But you know,
ally.
Buffer
you know,
go ahead. Buffer go ahead. I'm thinking of being again.
you know. This is very concerning. Like Bubba was there before. Now he won't come back. What
difference will he make?
What kind of difference
But
will
you
he make?
see, I can be saying the thing, and this is unfair. The law didn't say you can come back. Why you
It's not about the law, Pee Wee. It's about impact, right?
Uh-huh.
So let me ask you this, man. What's up with the private sector? What can we
There's
not
nothing,
take advantage
but you
of
don't.
that?
The college don't get the men a way to do it. Yeah, the people rejecting.
Laborious politics.
If Baba didn't perform, the people definitely rejecting again.
No, but the thing about it is that Labrock political culture always missed their past leader. Even if Bubba was a flop, for the fact that somebody's there now, they will miss Bubba.
This is a reminder I thought to give you, AB. Labiro here. The first thing, let's do the comparative analysis. Sekou Kane from District 2, Moserado County, was re-elected after a losing election based on poor performance.
Yeah.
Unlike Dr. Buffer Chambers, Dr. Buffer Chambers was the sitting speaker. And I want to say this to you. The intellectual counties in Liberia, they usually boot out Cubans. Just do your survey.
Why you
understand
counties?
that what I'm
saying. The man go hold they posted the man. This is junkies. They posted the man go hold they eat electoral last.
That's what I'm saying.
The man speaking English, they gotta be bringing it, and interpreter gotta be reducing it to the people.
Junkies, right? Let me say this to you, my brother, right?
The Papa didn't say that, man. The other grow up and say,
let me share the phone with people. Before we go forward,
before you go, please, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Baba Chiba.
This is personal to me, right? We as quote unquote young people, even though we're no longer young, we're in our 40s now, right? But we as quote unquote young people, we have a strong responsibility, most especially if we are sitting on national radio, we have more than 5,000 persons listening to it every day, right? We have a responsibility to change the narrative. There are many young Liberians in that country who could probably do better. We got to show these people that, listen, government jobs should not be a place of employment, but it should be a place that comes to solve problems, most especially in elected position. What Chima was there before, he went straight to the highest extent in that House of Representatives. He didn't do nothing there. What did he do in the private sector?
That's what I want to tell you.
Why that he didn't do nothing?
That he didn't do anything.
Have you tried to record the legislative impact?
No.
That's why
his constituents.
There where I'm coming. There where I'm coming.
His constituents may not understand that he didn't do nothing.
This is somebody. This is somebody who in opposition. In opposition, he won election twice.
Yes.
Let's say 3 times.
Okay.
He won election 3 times in opposition. So the fact that he was elected as an opposition lawmaker over and over for the 3 times he won, it shows you how our political system here is. We vociferously inform our people daily as to the responsibility and duties that should be balanced of a lawmaker or a deputy that they send to represent them. But in Liberia, like I was saying, the intellectual counties, those counties that have education at least at a certain level, they don't allow that perennial intellectualism that you just be on and nothing is being done. So because of that, you observe that Monserrato, Grand Bassa, Sino, Maryland, these counties, including Bond County, Lofa, these are counties that if you do not perform and you are in the government, whether you are or is you're in the ruling party, you will be booted out by the people because you are in a position. So on that basis, your Speaker Chambers was sitting as speaker 6 years unbroken. So the narrative that play and the propaganda that also play was, this is a man who we gave 3 terms. And the 3 terms in the minds of our people, even though they have always been informed and educated on this part as it relates to how they should expect and what they should expect from their deputies, in their mind, they think that
Junkies, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a simple
yes,
question.
let me learn on this thought. Let me learn on this thought.
Okay,
They
go
think
ahead.
that lawmakers are clothed with the responsibility to providing social services like water, road.
But that's the
and-
culture. That's the culture they created before they went wrong. That's the first thing to go do to build roads to get water. So it's a culture they
So
created.
there where we
bro.
are. So if you are even performing legislatively, if you are even this is the clarity I want to make. If you are even performing legislatively, to be honest with you, AB, our people don't see it that way. They only look at what you will do in terms of your personal contribution to them. A one baby mom, China get pimples, they come to
Okay,
you.
okay.
And
Let me ask you. Let me
Those
ask
are
you.
the things that they take here.
Let me ask you this question. I know you said Dr. Buford Chambers is your ally. I have a whole lot of respect for Buford. He's a friend of mine. When he was at Fire Service, I covered him a lot. When he was the director there under President Taylor. My question to you is this. Why do you think, or what has Buford Chambers done to improve the lives of the people of Plebo and the entire Maryland County that make you think that he should be reelected?
Quickly, because my time is up, then I just wrap up. At the legislature, Dr. Buford Chambers, even before becoming speaker, he had always scored A plus, A and A plus in terms of his duties and responsibilities as a lawmaker. The NDR brings the report, LMDR comes out with report, Buford Chambers always stopped.
Does that translate to improving the lives of the people in Maryland
I'm
County?
getting there. So his representation at the level of the legislature, in line with what the people sent him there for, had been met. The people controlling the Golden Safecar, MOPP, which is the Maryland Oil Palm Plantation, and the Cavalla Raw Corporation, are all now in line with providing all of their corporate responsibilities as enshrined in their agreement with the government. So all of those were the ingenuity of Dr. Buford Chambers, even before coming to the speakership and becoming speaker.
When was the last time you were in the capital city of Maryland County?
Oh, I'm in Maryland almost every year. I was there last year. I got my kids there. So
are you satisfied with the way the Harper is looking?
Honestly, it's not the way it should be. But I think, Mr. Sidon, because of time, we'll leave that conversation for another day.
Man, give my last question
on Monday.
Don't run from me.
We will leave that other conversation.
Give my last question, please.
Maybe the next continuity announcer is on my back, Amy.
Let me wait. Let me ask my last question. Let me ask you this, right? You say he did great in the house that his colleagues called him. Number one, what are some laws or bills that he passed or introduced that they introduced in the house that directly impacted the people of Maryland County positively? Because if what you did If you did so good in house that you put your own colleague hailed you, that means recommendation from you should be adhered to. What are some recommendations that you introduced today that people of Maryland can benefit from?
Number one, this is somebody who spearheaded the review, a general national review of all concession agreements in country, to include the Firestone that have never been touched since 1926. We can go on and name and name. No,
review so doesn't mean I make impact, or you can bring a letter of review. Doesn't mean at the end of the letter.
No, AB, the fact that the concessions were not in compliance with the agreement initially,
okay,
according them to what was agreed on, to go in line with it, is an impact.
That's not true. That's not true. I'm very different. Let's come out another time and just have this conversation. I can review something wrong.
I would just say the referendum of any politician is the electorate. If he did so well, I mean, the man was speaker and he was beaten by a little no. Guys like Eric Kent, they don't even come back again. So the fact
that's why I said the political modus operandi of our people is, as an Cuban, particularly that you have given you've been given the opportunity for 1-2 terms, the people voter fatigue also or interplay, and the fact that Buffer and this young man went almost head to head, because it was just a 20-21 votes different. So it means that Buffer still have the confidence of the majority of the people, almost in the case of what happened between the United Party and the CDC at the presidential level. So for Buffer's performance in Plibo is unmatched. Basically, you guys are not,
It's unmatched. Why they defeated him?
Remember, I'm telling you, the tribal politics, the voter fatigue.
Not unmatched. Even if it is unmatched, they won't defeat him. That's part of everything.
Look, I'll tell you something. My brother here is I will tell you, Buffer suffers.
And the man that defeated him, the man was struggling, hungry man.
Exactly. Look, few months to the election, the man had buckets full of money. There are pictures of him trying to encourage the people to, because he has failed miserably. I'm surprised. I respect Junkie analysis a lot, but I'm surprised and I'm disappointed. Yeah, you're disappointed. Buffer is not coming back.
Mr. Nawi, let's lead that discussion for another day.
Okay. But unfortunately, if they were to be come to 29, his career is finished. He's done.
Basically, I agree with that. Politically, from a realistic standpoint, if he's defeated 2029,
when he defeated,
and let me say this: my suspicion here is that I don't think he'll be for Ball to win election. You have to pump him plenty of money, and I don't think he's going. I don't think the money is there to spend.
Right. And I will say this: as you go,
that's going to be a challenge. No more money.
Morris, as you go, this is what I will say to you, right? I owe it as a responsibility to conscientize all my fellow young Liberians. Listen, let's stop doing business as usual. We have a more responsibility to teach our young people what it means. We should not have old politicians who didn't do nothing coming every day recycling them.
So, if you want me to run? You want me to run?
No, I don't know if I want you wrong on that. My point is,
I'm not wrong.
I want you to run.
You're saying wrong.
My point is, I'm tired. I'm tired of the recycle of old politicians who come here and do nothing. This is disrespectful to us. It's disrespectful to our intellectual ability. It's disrespectful to us as people.
Maybe the man ask you question just now, but before I put you on, the man say, "Maybe you want me wrong." The guy probably Loma, they say the man is already sitting. Is that the man having running somebody lie down?
Right,
they're doing it. Then you tell the man, "Wake up and sit down." Hey,
no problem.
The man asking you already.
Do you want him to
Yeah,
run?
man. If this would be a lesson learned for those opposition that went in power and did nothing, put Buddha out, they put them out for a reason. Let's
No,
change
the
the
honest
narrative.
Buffer Timber served 18 years in the 18 years
Yeah, man,
in
come
So,
on
the
now.
legislature.
voter fatigue also play. Let's be
No,
honest.
no,
Voter
18
no,
years in the
voter fa-
legislature.
bruh.
My understanding is that I got a Maryland background also, right? Because I got a link in Maryland. Buffer Chambers whole role, a line, and other thing. Nobody to do it when they put council and say it intellectualize them.
That why I won't close with Pee Wee because my time
You
is up.
intellectualize them.
My man got close to that. You got close to them, my man.
The time you saw Buffer Timber,
Man, DJ's down on my back. DJ's down on my
the
back.
time you saw
Who
Buffer
DJ doing?
Timber
Is it the one I know?
spending money
Yeah,
the way he was
yeah,
spending
like-
money, but then it was down the time he was speaker,
Yeah, man.
and Anthony was not getting him run for his money, so he decided to do this thing. It was already late for him.
Yeah, you are desperate.
Yes.
But trust me,
To be honest, and
they
Pee Wee,
will be here again. They will be here again.
and Pee Wee, another thing that really happened that I observed, I think he would take cue. Why campaign was going on intensively? Dr. Chambers was at the Capitol building conducting the affairs of the speakership. He went to the county 1 week and a half to the elections.
That means he abandoned his people.
He have been going there. He have been going there. I'm saying he was complacent that he had the people. He would have won. The fellow who was contesting was a little known, did not have the financial strength. He was not, lucrative enough, to pull out a good fight. So all of those,
Listen, Anthony Williams left. He when he was leaving the district, the man was teaching to do public school.
But the
man will get in the kino. The man will get in the kino and go across and eat the people.
But the man
eating baked chicken.
And this is why
I should have known that Morris is a fanatic or protege or promotion because all of those people speak English. I should have known. I don't know why I didn't catch it.
One time, okay, it was 2014 when he was contesting to be senator in Maryland County. So we went all over the place. The man used to his American political campaigning. So we're going to Barabo. We're going to Barabo, passing through River G. So TPC and other colleagues who were together, and we try bringing this up, the issue of speaking the big words to people who will not have understanding of what he's saying. So I came out and said, but that one word to Quidoken, the way you presented, I think where we're going now, you have to change it around because the BB boy thing, some people will not understand it. So the man said, no, junkies, I will not change it. And when we reached Barabo, the first thing when the program started, before Buffer spoke, the man said, before we can commence anything, let us observe libation. That thing made everybody possible laughing. You go into people way in the bush that you say libation. The man said we should observe traditional libation. So what he's saying is true. All in the butches, Buffer is to be speaking the big book.
I'm offended, man. That Barrow, call him Bush. I'm from Barrow. Why those were I'm really offended now.
Mr. Namwe, let's consider fixing your rule. Then you can come with another debate. I will see you on Monday.
I know that Johnson, we will see you. But on a serious note, those were we're gonna just go around now. I know we may have lost our guests.
Yeah,
due to some technical difficulties.
But I'm seeing some comment in the comment section. They say you're faking a job to make the government look bad, making adding a light one.
No, I don't think Martin.
No, he wouldn't fake it. Johnny in the back. Okay, he wouldn't fake it. But honestly, you know, quickly the next 2 seconds on, 5 seconds on this Buffer Timber thing. Buffer should understand better. If you should be an intellectual, call yourself a PhD, you don't go in the village and start speaking no kind of nonsense to the people you think. So no, and it's part of the reason why
And Anthony Williams started his whole issue. Anthony Williams started living with the people. A man will go, you'll get on the keynote, you'll go across. He started teaching to those small high school, elementary school, junior high schools. Sit to the people, the evening, they would eat together, they would do things. I mean, now the only strategy to beat a speaker and you don't have money, the strategy he deployed really worked in his favor. And folks will have to learn that. I know very well as a communication student, you never communicate with people that won't get you. That's nonsense, it's useless. So I don't know if all the effort he did to learn. But honestly, even he were to go back now and start speaking our pidgin Liberian English, they will beat him. He's not going to. I don't see him coming back in the 2029 elections. I don't know if Anthony Williams going to win, but I don't see he Buffer's Chimba coming back. But I think if it's going to be between the two of them again, the picking going to be him again. But Mr. Nambe, go ahead, please.
No, I'll be quick, and I know you're welcome, John. Look, the feedback, the reading we got on Dr. Chimba's performance, he performed dismally, right? You talk about Anthony Williams, little known guy. Came from, it's almost like what we had in New Jersey with Steve Sweeney, the president of the Senate, spent over $1 million. The guy who beat him was the truck driver. He spent $2,300. So when you have reached your climax, your performance, and there's no return on your performance, it takes very little to tip you over. You were talking about Eric Cantor. Eric Cantor was the majority leader in Virginia, right? The guy who knocked me out was a school teacher. So this is happening. But I was hoping that Junkie would tell us. I think his friend Abraham here tried to push him to tell us what is it now that Dr. Chambers, is coming back with that will endear him to the people, because he was wrongly rejected. So I mean, I will pass him on. I don't see him coming back based on what the feedback I have gotten from people where he came from in the entire Maryland County. The man was the Speaker of the House, one of the highest ranking officers in the government. And yet, he just talked about my role and all of that. He went to Barobo to campaign where I'm from. What did he do there? I don't think he did anything for the people.
Right.
But
that was the number. You're right.
You're right. He I don't know, but I don't think he's coming back because his performance was dismal. He spent almost 2 decades in the national legislature. There is nothing he can show that has improved the lives of Marylanders. Nothing. We all saw the last election he lost when you were handing peanuts to people to vote for him, thinking that they would have voted for him. The people don't want money. The people want you to improve their lives. The people want you to teach them how to fish so that they can fend for themselves. The people don't want handouts. This is going to all those who wants to lead Liberia. The people do not want handouts. The people want you to create the atmosphere, the avenue for them to improve their lives. They don't want you to sit in government. You give them peanuts. You take as much as you can take from government, then you hand them peanuts, then you say you are doing good for them. Somebody baby sick, then they come to you, then you get them $5 for them to go to the hospital. That's not helping the people. Create jobs so that the people can fend for themselves. And if somebody's daughter is sick, they will put her in their pocket and go and take care of their own situation. But our Liberian politicians, instead of them improving the lives of the people, they want to give the people handouts, and they want the people to continue to be depending on them. And that's what Buffer Chimba did, and that's why he was rejected, and he's coming back again. He will be rejected a second time.
Fair enough. Johnny, welcome.
Yeah, man. Thank you, Pee-wee. And I'm so excited about the brightness of this today's presentation is so good. The colors are good. And I think we are doing well on the closing argument. I want to just jump in quick to the discussion I've been hearing you guys talking about the election in Maryland with Dr. Buffer Chambers and the rest of the team. This is a Liberian political problem. The hand-out issue, Brother Seaton, is the reason why all people are in power today. That's how they have won. Because our people themselves sometimes, look, we have a lot of work to do. New progressive. We have a lot to do to educate our people in this country to know what voting means to them. to know that to vote it means your problem should be solved collectively, meaning that the economy of your community will be improved such that when you sell your bitter boy, your cocoa, your plantain, your whatever you sell, you will get income from there and take care of yourself. But until we can work together to get our people to understand these things, it's difficult. I'm speaking as an experience, a victim of, I mean, not say a victim, but I mean, an experienced person who contested election in Lofa County, that I traveled the longest. Imagine the work I did in Liberia. Everybody know I've been a rural worker, real community-based worker. But I did not have what it took. I'm sure people may have heard on news why I did not win the election. And every time I went to, everyone there knew me for what I've done, for doing humanitarian work, helping communities to develop their own development initiatives, to do some things. But our people need to know that if a politician comes, I go to a people campaign. After speaking, I left $10,000 Liberian dollars. You know who comes after me after I leave? Comes and leave $100,000 Liberian dollars on the ground in the town. The whole town busts out with yelling, whoa, that means election is done. I'm telling you something. My people know.
I know.
I know what I'm saying to you.
Yeah, violence.
Listen. I went to 130 more towns in Lopa from Salaye. I can tell you each district how many towns are there. Salaye has 17 towns. Soso has 43 towns. Ponyama has 108 towns. Kodibore has 37 towns. Kolawon district has about 40, 43, 44 towns. Poya has the high number. I can't get a number. Let me be around 75, 80 towns. Brown has about 10 towns. I went to every place around in that place. You understand? And took my time to speak to them, to tell them why election is this, why you will elect me, how I should work for you, how you will benefit. They didn't hear that. But somebody just went. They had a truck of money behind them. When they arrived in the town, and they killed something like goat or chicken in the town, everybody celebrating. And he said, I'm here, I'm from CPP, because after they have CPP program. So one is CPP, that means a victory. They don't speak for 10 minutes, they don't say anything. They don't discuss anything about what will be happening in the country, how do we work. All they want to do is leave 15,000, 20,000, 200,000 on the ground. I joined a poor man, you know what I'm saying, that went to go see what I can help to change it at the level legislature. I leaving 5,000 in the ground, 10,000 on the ground going. My money is nothing. Now one person money there. Maybe that money that leader said at the time you will take it and go use it for your house. Because they know that Mr. X or Mr. B coming behind me, he will bring 100,000 for the town. So, like Buffer Chima, right? We talk about Buffer Chima, good maybe. And why not play for a very good one? I want to play, I really like, I like one time here that my brother called Kudoke. Kudoke right behind. Kudoke right behind Plivo there, going towards the Kavala. Night later, right? The people in Maryland County have been with Buffer Chima for almost like 2 decades, like the sit-down said. Since 2005. The people something looking for in that town. Buffer goes there, he stays in the rubber bush at the Kavala Rock Company guest house all along. He goes to Plivo, his association with Plivo was not that, open, right? But generally, everybody that been in the House of Representatives or Senator, they're not working for the people. Because the way you work for them is the way you will allocate a budget. People do not need you to get them money from your pocket.
No.
Allocate a budget and make sure you use your oversight that whatever is allocated for Maryland County, people solo care, or what you care, it must go there and serve them. It must go and serve them. You see? And when you carry the messages at crime, and all of us here, and all contest in carry crime message to put in the community, they will not listen to you. Just say, I will say, and you leave 100K on the ground. You feel that town. And they make it, they may brought 100,000 to the town. They don't have time for what you have said, anything substantial or real. That is the problem with Liberian electorates.
And they don't even ask, how did he get the 100,000? Where did he get it from?
To ask who can ask me, man.
But the thing is though, and let me say this, right? I think you guys are right in a lot of ways, and I'm a strong proponent of a revolution in Liberia of young people who means well for the country, right? And I always, every moment that I have when I'm in Liberia, I try to come together, try to do some little mentorship with young people, at least for what I think I know now, right? Because we are all victim of this system. God had to bless me to come to this country where before I realized, when I realized, I'm to really hone in on what my principles are. Sometimes you don't blame these people. Sometimes, right? To your point,
Yes.
Mr. Nami, it's about education, sensitization, right? A
Right.
lot of
Right.
a lot of local nonprofits leave from here or Liberia to go. They establish nonprofit for feeding orphanages, orphans in orphanages. I got a girls empowerment and you know, like other stuff. But there's little to no nonprofit in that country that offer civic education, mentorship, and so on and so forth. Because when you educate the people
No,
here what
Ture,
their rights are, huh?
Ture, 1 minute, Ture.
Yes, sir.
Ture, the
Yes, sir.
work I did for the last 15 years
Okay.
was about education, civil education, human rights education, the rule
Okay.
of law. And look, we did this in the 15 countries from 2010 to 2023.
How many of
That's
those kind of programs that you are doing? How many of them are in Liberia compared to the one that's feeding them?
no. Yeah, then you write on that note because the one
Right.
I'm feeding them and doing other things, they are more than those that are doing education. But our concern was behavior change
Right.
and be concerned about. We're also concerned about people knowing their rights, about their constitutional rights, their rights under the justice system, you know, and how they can advocate for themselves and their community. We're even showing what they call social accountability. That's
Right.
one thing that I led that discussion in all my trainings. Social accountability was the meeting was whenever the county decides or the community decides that we want to build this bridge in Barabo. The chiefs there, the Omer Lawrence Kowa, the primary chief for Woja Chief done in Barabo. You are one of those that are over and over. That make sure if the government comes to do anything here, you ask for the BOQ, ask for all the details, and you'll be there, you'll form a committee in the community to see how this work is done, so that the work is done in line with what is prescribed on the document. Because what they are providing for you here is for your enjoyment and for your services. If you stay here, if the bush will build a concrete bridge, they come and build a plain bridge here, it will fed you. Around the country.
That's true, right? That's true. But there's another thing. What I think, and I could be very wrong, right? And I stand to be corrected. Those who got much idea on that, please educate me. But when you trace back to this whole thing about handouts and favor from people, it goes back to, it got very rampant right after the war. If you remember during the war, remember during the war, Liberians, the refugees, for those of who are displaced in our own countries, were depending on CRS, the Red Cross, for handouts.
Yes,
Buckwheat, alcohol, and stuff like that.
Yes.
This thing lasted for as long as the war lasted.
Yes.
We
15
got
years.
back to that, right? We got back to from that. Liberians got used to begging for things, to where Liberians would left the country, came here, got well established a little bit, went back home, started doing good. We got used to that, right? So now it became a national norm of begging for things in that country. That's why
you are right, 100%.
Right.
100% correct.
Those that leave from here, like, bro, we don't go on vacation. It's more of a humanitarian trip than vacation. I consider going to Punta Cana, Jamaica as vacation than going to Liberia, right? Because when I go to Liberia,
why on Punta Cana?
No, because that's why I went. That's why I'm there, right?
But Ture, what you are saying,
right?
You may attribute it to the Civil War, but that mindset, was ingrained in the Liberian people's psyche before the Civil War.
That's true. That's true. Like when Uncle can visit the house, Uncle leave again for that. Oh,
yeah. You see, it was ingrained.
That's true.
Even at the national level, the government was always looking outside there for assistance.
True.
Rather than using the resources to improve the lives of the people.
You're right, Siton. That's one that is important.
And then the war exacerbated the whole thing.
And it's still happening today. And I was telling you,
it is rampant now.
Right.
It is rampant now. Then the legislator according to tangibles. And when you are elected, you have to show tangibles. That means to say you have to take the yes. So there is no oversight.
That's true.
They abandon their official function of what? Appropriation and oversight.
True.
You appropriate the money, the budget comes, you say, okay, I'm from Newtown, that's where I grew up. Okay, I'm from Newtown, I represent the borough of Newtown in Moserado County. Well, I want XYZ done in Newtown, and this is the budget that I want to be allocated in that budget. Maybe they put that money there. Then I make sure that whosoever is implementing in my office provide that supervision. And they gave me that report, and I take it to what the plenary say, look, based on the budget, these projects were executed in Nikutown.
Right.
But it is the other way around. They gave you the money. They gave you maybe $100,000. You take about $10,000, you spend it on the people, then you said are tangible. Then you take $90,000, you put it in your pocket.
You know, Mr. Seaton, and the thing that around the corner that I really don't see a serious thing is this thing about town hall construction. Right? Town hall. I build this place, I build that market, town hall. This town hall issue. So now, as a look, do they really measure the impact of town hall on the community? Is that what they really want? Is that what they really need in a community to go build a town hall? Right?
So the town hall started to put on use it.
But what I'm saying, most places I went to be with my colleagues here, you go to town hall, the town hall is full of goats and animal feces.
Yeah, because they are imposing on the people.
Exactly.
Instead of going to the people and finding from the people, what are your problems? What do you need the government to help you with, to help you survive?
No, but you can't hold the government responsible on that. You know, that's a system that the international community
you can hold the government responsible in a sense that the government is supposed to provide that education.
Exactly. Then I agree with that. But the World Bank and partners will tell the people you need every time we need area for the people to gather. In some cases, Johnny, you travel intensively across the country. In some cases, you have sometimes they put meet in the heart of the town, right?
Yeah. Yes.
When the meeting that we have meetings on that, when sometimes they when it rain, everybody's on there. So policy may God keep the soil. They say there's a need to at least put town hall in major towns.
I agree. But the things are being abused.
It happens about rather the young girls who believe entertained or send them to walk to the creek for water or going so. But don't even some hand pump. It just laid aside the kitchen and use the hand pump now for drinking and other drinkable and usable activities. But yeah, there's a need for growing education on those things.
And that is why I think in part of our work, maybe we'll go for meeting as this platform. We're gonna try next year moving forward to allocate a day every week to discuss these issues. We all do the research to help inform our people as we move towards election because it affects all of us. So the way our people vote, the way we all vote affects all of us because if we vote for people who will just be after showing off. I mean, I know of things that happen in my own country now that sometimes some guys will get angry with me when I'm on this show. They say, Johnny, you from Lofa. Why do you speak like this? I said, no, forget about being from Lofa. I'm a Liberian. I want to see what's happening good for Liberian people, for all of us. I want to get out from here and get in my car and drive to anywhere in any part of Liberia and enjoy myself. Look, Maryland is one of the good part of the country, but nobody understands. Especially the Southeast, Maryland, Grand Crudo, the Southeast. This is a place where the people raise only their own cattle. I went in your town in that Barabo area. I went in that town in my calculation. The cattle in that town are more than the population of human beings in that town. I'm telling you seriously. And the kind of breed of cattle they raise there, the cows and all that thing, is different from the breed of cow and things that come from Mali and Guinea.
You understand? Saying that, right, Mr. Nimwe, I think I actually have a non-profit, right? It's called Prescribe, like prescription. It's geared towards mentorship and capacity building for young boys, right? But it's not like young boys, like pretty much who grow up father figure in their life. But because I realized that, having that without father in life would have created some form of a stigma. So I just took it. I just wanted to just mentoring young boys, and actually, we 501c3 accredited, by the federal government, stuff like that, and we're trying to push that way. But to your point, I think it is good that we do this kind of education because it all falls into what I'm trying to do in Liberia. When I was in Liberia in April this year, I had a couple of young guys who I met with them. We sat down, we talked, and I said, hey, listen, I'm not running for office. I'm not here for money. I'm not here to give you money. But all I can say is, well, how can I help you guys see and discover the better version of yourselves, right? But it pulls me back to the reason why some of these guys behave the way they behave. Many of them, politicians take the advantage of them because politicians are like the highest spender to a certain extent in that country because why they want to keep that favoritism from the people. So I was sitting one day at the restaurant, some restaurant there in Congo Town, right before the Philadelphia church, right? in the little fence right there. I was sitting there one time eating. I had a business meeting with a lady, and then while we're eating, this lawmaker walked in. I'm not going to call his name. He walked in, and he and some of the guys, they just want to have dinner, whatever it is. So that when he walked in, I recognized him. I said, "Oh, is that?" I said, "Oh yeah, that was him." I said, "Okay, cool." And he looks familiar. So they ordered the food. Like I think 3 or 4. They ate. When they got done eating, when the girl wanted to serve the table, I called. I said, "Hey, can you please come?" So she came to me. I said, "How much is the bill?" So she gave me the bill. The bill like around maybe $80 or whatever it is. So I took the money. I said, I pay for the bill. Don't tell him I did it. Just come, go do everything. You can tell him after, but don't tell him right now because I don't want you to refuse the offer. So he said, so she said, okay. So she went, came back with the bill, paid the money, got like $100, paid the money, and came back with it is. The honorable man, after everything is done, said and done, he came back to me. He walked to me, right? He said, "What's your name?" I called my name. We have changed numbers. I said, "Thanks. This is it's not familiar." I said, "Yes, sir," because I see that many times you guys are the one that happen to do this for us. So I just think that it's just good that I do it for you. So at least today, tomorrow, you leave that say, "Oh, there are some Liberian young men or women out there who still think that there are cool other people out there," right? But more of this story is this: when you put the pressure on these lawmakers to say, "Hey, listen, well, I want this, we want that, we want this, we want that," you put it in no position for to be dishonest and be corrupt. Because it comes to a time where in a country where there's no accountability, yeah, they can get it, and the constituents or the people around there, and they want to keep that facade of being the leader around there, they would do things like this. So I think it's a national call. Like to your point, I think I support that. Even if it's 30 minutes a day or one of these days where we can all just come here and discuss some of the ills in our society and find a way, hey, what can we do to, mitigate, some of these things? I think it'll be a great thing. And most Liberians, and at least most people, we're told it's 100%, maybe only 2 will listen, but at least it was 2 that we never had before. And it goes on and on and on. But I think I welcome it, so far. Yeah, and
Yeah. So thank you, man. I think it's a good idea to raise a good idea because the closing argument need to find its niche as we move forward in terms of how we can keep our population fully informed about the governance system and their role in the government system. They are not just receivers. They are also partakers in the system, and they have to learn to hold their representatives and senators accountable in a way and manner and form that they, even if they don't know how to do it, let the electorate teach them that you are not there to come give me peanuts or in my community. You are there to ensure that when the national cake is being discussed and divided, what is due us, you are there to ensure that our share of the cake is provided and it serves us in the timely and manner and fashion. But other than that, we will have right now the guy, because of the roads that are being constructed around the country, all the lawmakers now see it as their benefit. That's why they're carrying around. You see the government, we're working with the government, they're building your road, they're building this for you. But one of the cardinal issues that they are forgetting about is education. If you build all these roads, the population is not educated fully to know the true meaning of these developments you are constructing, to protect it, to save it. We have an issue again. So we need to try to look at how we can balance our activity as a government to ensure that the young people are fully educated and they learn to be patriotic. Patriotic in a way that when you learn, you know the value of your government services to you, and you know what it means to be a Liberian, and you know what it means to own certain assets in your community and protect it in the absence of state security or whatever. But if that's not done, whenever government does these big development works and people don't see it as being for them or being part of them, then they don't have to take care of it. It becomes a waste.
That's true.
All right. We'll be. I have to forget to announce that we are trying to close because today is Friday. I gotta go to sit to the pubs and do something. So we take the round to close, Mr. Nagbe.
Well, thank you very much, man. It's been a great show. I wish Mr. Wisse had come back. I see the flurry of activities trying to rejuvenate, the behemoth that is the CDC, former president announcing all of that. But I want to thank him for coming on, and kind of making clarification on some of the concerns that some of us had. Some still remain. Hopefully, he'll come back again. So I want to thank him. Back to Dr. Chambers. I think many of you, especially Sylvester, you point out 18 years. 18 years this man was in the legislature. What he do for Maryland? Nothing. And he took advantage of the system, and now he wants to come back. I hope my brother Junkies tomorrow when he comes back tomorrow, I hope he'll be better prepared to tell us, because I intend to bring it up again. Why does he want to hoist
I'm right behind you.
a failure on the Maryland people? I am from Maryland. I'm hurt. He just talked about going to where I come from. There's no quarrel,
But
One of the
but
reasons I'm
I
being
mean,
honest-
but number don't have your hair. Chunky is giving him support because of party alliance. This is one of the virus in the political system. Party alliance. That's all. Nothing more than that. Party
But,
alliance.
thank you, Jody. So hopefully Musa Ability and others will help. I know my brother Austin Taylor is trying to help, but it's a difficult task. I have a lot of love and respect for Austin Taylor, but I do believe he will need help. So if Dr. Chambers can convince us and show to us in very, very verifiable terms how he intends to be different, we might listen to him. But thank you very much. It's been great. And have a great weekend, everyone.
Thank you. Ture?
Yeah, so thanks. Like Mr. Nangwe said, I was really hoping that I had a lot, man. I had like maybe 10 questions for Alvin, but he was saved by the bell. but yeah, he's my. I think I like the enthusiasm of young Liberians who are being politically intrigued and very much involved. And it blows my mind sometimes. I'm like, but why? There are a lot of things you could be doing instead of like being like in the politics and stuff like that. But it comes back, I'm like, you know what? Yeah, that's the biggest commodity, in the country, politics, and I literally go in the mind of my fellow young Liberians, quote unquote, and know what they're thinking. So I would have loved him to be on the show. I actually had a program, an interview arranged with him, but we didn't follow through, and hopefully I can get it on my program. We can talk more about it. Yeah, you're right. I was trying to ask him some questions based on leadership and like what could we do. Now the problem is here. We know it's here. What do we do from here, right? It's trying to pick his brain, but anyways, hopefully we'll get it another time. But yeah, thanks to everybody who always come here, listen to the show, and you always give your imports and so on, and so that we all can learn from each other. It's always a pleasure to come here. We may disagree on things, but at the end of the day, when last time I checked, we all are in it for Liberia, right? We may have different means or different ways of going about it, but we all are in it for Liberia. So I appreciate it. I think I've known you, Mr. Johnny. We were in some group before, but I'm not going to call it on this stuff here. We hear that.
Call me after here. Let's talk.
I'll call you. I think I know you from that group and whatever it is. But anyways, long story short, it's a great thing.
A social group?
No, some people are trying to recruit me somewhere, but
okay.
Yeah.
I mean, you heard Jenny quickly say, "Call me after you." Don't say anything. You call me after you.
Okay. Mr. Sita?
Yeah.
Hold on. Well, thank you very much. I think we had a great show. We now that 2026 is gradually coming to an end, and by next year we will get into full gear of campaign season. We see now that former President George Weah has formally announced that he will be contesting the 2029 elections. It is about time now that we become to educate our people on why their vote matters. They should be able to elect people that will improve their quality of life, not people that will give them handouts, people that will show them how to fish, people that will lead the way for them to improve their lives, not people who will always come and say, vote for me, I will give you this, I will give you that. They should remember that their vote is their lives, and they should vote wisely. And I think we on this platform, it is incumbent upon us to continue to educate our people in that direction. Because, as I've always said, every one of us want Liberia to be better. But it's just the fact that we all have divergent views on how we want Liberia to be better. And we want a leadership that can bring all of the talents, all of the resources that Liberia have to bear, and harness those resources to be able to improve Liberia. So again, we had a great show, and I want to say thank you to Closing Argument. Let us continue to do what we are doing. It is in the interest of our country. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Johnny, take us home, please.
Yeah, thank you, man. Thank you. Let me appreciate all of you who've been on the show before me. This platform is here to serve Liberian people. And I'm happy that we are increasing the quality every other day to ensure that Liberians have, a medium through which they can be fully informed and equipped to make decisions. Because we need to have informed population to make informed decisions. And that goes in line with what Brother Stito and myself and we agree on many times on. We need to educate our people, and we have that moral responsibility for our people. Those are all we are getting educated. I mean, those are all from the background, the traditional and cultural background. Sometimes a whole family spend money to educate one person in the village, because they believe that when you get educated, you will come back to serve the village because your mother, sisters help you, your father, sisters help you. So with that kind of background and knowledge we have, we need to make it an obligation on our part to ensure that whatever we have learned, whatever exposure we have now, let's share with our people to keep them informed. If they don't take it, good, but let's do our part then so that we don't hold ourselves responsible. Thank you, everybody. 2029 is a year of another great election. It seems to be far, but it's just right behind it too. But good night, everybody, and have a good and safe weekend. Quick information. Dr. Moniba lost his son, his nephew, his big brother's son, and a little boy should stay with him a lot of time to do some work. So tomorrow is Clarence Moniba. He lost one of his, it is his son culturally, but we call him nephew to the Western civilization. But in our Liberian civilization, African civilization, in from Lofa, your brother's son is your son. And so he lost this fellow 2 weeks ago, and tomorrow is the funeral. And so we can all call and extend sympathy to him. So thank you and good night, everybody.
Sympathies.
Thank you, and thank you to everybody, and good night. And we'll see you. Hope have a pleasant weekend. We're also going to see you again, hopefully on Monday. Thank you and bye bye.
Thank you.
Disappointment. Now the vice president often tell me since he got a seat as vice president, how many persons have I recommended in this government to serve in the government as presidential appointee? 0. Every appointment in Nima County was done by him. He and I would discuss something as a brother. To implement it, you will bypass me and do different things. I don't talk on it.
Now you need to deceive us. The thing we saw, it frustrates us. So why can't you lie? Why can't you steal? Why can't you allow the citizens to be? You see, we just tell you that why we voted you. but you fool us. You screw us, you use us and later on abuse us. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask.
The good person in our whole United Party, that President Bouaka. You want to say that again? The only person that appreciate good among all the United Party for that President Bouaka. The rest are ungrateful. They use you and dumb you. But President Bouaka, if all of them were thinking the President Bouaka and behaving the President Bouaka, United Party will have another chance in 2029. Just for now, they do not regard people that help them.
Three of our soldiers were executed on this party ground. 2 at the back and 1 right at the headquarters. The man who shot and killed our people today is a darling boy in the Liberian National Police. They brought him back to shoot more guns. Get ready to shoot. Because we challenge the status quo appropriately.
Inform that the violence or still any student because of their action, it will be the day the entire Bouaka administration will call down. We will massively violate the students in this country and will shut down the Bouaka administration. They get that happy. We have the capability to do so. And if they think this renovation project is a joke, let them try it. The fall of the Bouaka administration begin with this. If they think they will temper on any student in this country or at the university like going and work away in infinity, while our children saving opponents and logic in the Western world, while we are subjected to agile power and bad learning conditions here, and the thing will say.
In the first 100 days, no car will get stuck on a major road in this country. And I mean it.
You say it out loud?
It's going down. First floor. There you have it.
That led to decades of war still run deep. But so too does the longing for reconciliation. A reconciliation defined not by political bargaining or by an artificial balance of power by tribe, region, religion, or ethnicity, but by the equality of opportunity and a better future for all Liberians.
Bouaka can lie. The government, all the ministers in the government, they can lie. They don't put all hustle, they put a hustle, they lie. Everything they say, they never say the truth.
Today, the supporters of His Excellency Joseph Bouaka presents him as a poor man from Lofa and assert that he will understand the plight of the poor people. Fellow Liberians, do not be fooled. Vice President Bouaka is not poor like you, not even as me. As Vice President, his office received more money from the government budget than any other Vice President has received in Liberia's history. He has enjoyed some of the best and most lucrative government jobs.
First of all, there's this, what I call sort of vicious lie about the fact that Mr. Kobe is gay or bring gay lifestyle to Liberia. It's complete bullshit. When people can accuse you of stealing people's money, when they can accuse you of being involved in the war, anything, people don't make up stuff. They don't make up shit. Excuse my language, right? So it's complete nonsense. I'm married, 8 Teresa, 2 children, 5 grandchildren. I believe in traditional family values, so it's complete bullshit, complete nonsense.
Jamaku, the young man, vice president, young man that are vice president, the major stole 500,000. I mean, Jamaku, the major went to I forget that Jamaku. The majors went to Ghana, the fit, and they may bring it all company in the country. I mean, Kun can reach yourself. Kun man, you know, Kun, but I want to sophisticated, quiet, hardcore rule in Labro. But Labro, when
2029 come and pass, then you finally leave. Mission is completed. Now, what the rules of engagement? When the war ended, the guy said, the captain, the commander said, mission complete. there won't out first. All men on board.
Everywhere there is no school, I will put school. And everywhere there is school and school in bad condition, I will renovate it. I told them, towns and villages, everywhere you will have lights in a town for children to play and people to see. I told them, every town will have safe drinking water.
Charles Taylor is the problem. He will be out of here in the twinkle of an eye. And I say, let well-meaning Liberians come home. If we respect this constitution, a government formed in Accra is a violation of Article 1 of the Constitution. Let them come home. Let that government be formed in Monrovia.
The government that capital road, small road, B road, all kinds of the place. I think the reason Joseph Boakai will not do much because the old man, the papa is suffering. The papa loves the country, but he can't make it. The criminal there around him, they sophisticated than him. They are sophisticated criminals, so they can't make it.
Your league, Costa. God knows how to pay people. It's just simple. Costa that accused everybody here but himself. Everybody, Joe, we join, we accuse Joe, he killed Joseph Boakai. Boakai still living. Joe, no, you leave my brother. He made me senator. He almost made Joseph Boakai president until he screwed up. We gave God the glory. Yeah. Well, Boakai, when he screwed, he said, oh, we don't want to make sure we will fought for him to be reconciled with the president. And then the people who fought for him. Look, Yoli Costa, you will come. And Costa was in a podcast, he said, they don't been calling me. Okay. The time you were calling me for me to kind of Boakai, did I put it on radio? That immaturity to do what he talking about.
And I guarantee you, when we finish, there will not be a winner or the loser. Today we all wear the jersey of Liberia, and the victory belongs to the people, to the peace and to our democracy. As we begin to build upon the foundation of this new Liberia, I, George Fokke Klonjrale Bakugbe Tape Malewia, the new president, will first give thanks and praises to the Almighty God for the blessing He has bestowed upon our country. And I say, my people, thank you,
We elect on 85 irresponsible men that what happened to our country. We elect on 85 irresponsible men to govern this country, not to be very irresponsible.